This was a crazy week in the world of Diablo Immortal, so I decided to take all of my videos from the week, put them together, and turn them into a full movie so you can be kept up to date on everything that went on this week. I have to say, it's pretty quiet inside of the game right now, but my accursed towers are being attacked, so we're going to dive in and take care of that really quickly. And then I have some patch notes coming from China that let us know a little bit about the incoming events that are going to be dropping inside of the game, and those events are going to be dropping on, I believe it's the 20th of this month. Little preview of all of that. They are all just reward focused events. There doesn't seem to be anything that I was able to notice right off the bat that was focused around gameplay or new gameplay or experiences or anything like that. So I'll be taking a look at those in a moment. But when I logged into the game today, realized that there's really it's quiet. We have one new game mode that dropped into the game today. That's not new, it's just returning. We'll take a look at that as well. But it's it's quiet times, man, when we're not talking about drama inside of the game and all that, and there are no updates that are going on. Things can get quiet. So let's go and finish off this, make sure that everything is cleaned up and we picked up all the stuff. I actually have to do a run here as well. I have yet to do my run. So looks like we're good. So we can get ourselves out of here, finish that, and we could take a look at the patch notes that I wanted to share with you guys right now, and then we'll get back into the game and see what dropped inside of the game today. But as we take a look over here, remember, we are looking at the Chinese patch notes right now. These very much could be different for us in North America. I'm sorry, this is saying on January 22nd, not on the 20th. So on the 22nd, which is 5 days from today, we have this event coming back. This is one where you're going to be able to log in and participate in this event. It's the red envelopes and collecting blessings, things of that nature. Essentially, you're going to be getting these envelopes and you're going to be able to then progress this. That gives you green gear, legendary crests, things like that. Again, just a reward-based system coming to the game that can give you some cool stuff. Maybe this will help boost me to get my, 100 legendary crests, so I could do that 100 legendary crest stream. I was one shy when the Mirrored Jewels event came, and I had to run the 10 Mirrored Jewels. So now I am 11 shy, maybe 10 at this point in time. So we'll get that done. But hopefully we get this as well. Is it a big deal? No, it's just another way to get some free stuff. Does everyone need the greens and need the legendaries? Maybe, if they have some of the new essences in here, because I still am missing my headpiece for my Crusader. Would be awesome if that were in there. And then, of course, you have this event, the decorated lights and filled with joyful, peaceful atmosphere. Another event right here that's just going to get you more of these free type things. Telluric Pearls, legendary pieces of gear. Again, nothing crazy, just reward mechanics inside of the game for participating and playing Diablo Immortal for the event. And it's all around these fireworks. I'm sure that we will probably get those fireworks. Do you remember when we were able to collect the fireworks and like pop them off in Westmarch? It was a cool little feature, but obviously nothing crazy. All right, back inside of the game, the event that we're talking about that just came through today is Wild Brawl. That one, well, I may actually mess around with Wild Brawl a little bit with my new Crusader build and see how that does. That could actually end up being a little bit of fun there. It's a good game mode. I just typically I'm not in love with it. At the end of the day, it's fine. Hungering Moon is done. Winds of Fortune, I got all my stuff done. Again, remember, this was only for 24 hours. It was not for 24 hours of playtime. It was for a direct 24-hour time block. I'm saving my rewards for Monday just so that the server Paragon level resets itself, and I'll get excessive rewards for the same amount of XP. That's what I do with all of my stuff on Mondays. Now, we also received ourselves that gift yesterday. I don't think I still have the email. Your code, yes. We got this gift yesterday, came through. And I was annoyed because right here, after opening, you select one 5-star legendary gem of your choice to try for 1 hour. All right, that sucks. We all know that that's not good. No one wants to try a legendary gem for an hour. What's the even purpose there? But then I heard rumor and got to thinking that what if you could use that 5 out of 5-star legendary gem and use it to upgrade a legendary gem, right? Wouldn't that be cool? So what I did was I came over to the jeweler and we said, let's see if my blood-soaked jade gem, which is a 3 out of 5-star, I could get it to a 5 out of 5-star utilizing that 1 hour trial. This was a pretty freaking genius idea, actually. If we could take advantage of that 1 hour with this 5-star gem, and then that would prevent me from having to spend 4, 5, 600,000 platinum on a 5-star legendary version of it. That would be cool. So I came on over here. I went and I'm okay. Let's go with the upgrade. Go to these. Notice I do have I have a 4 out of 5 star somewhere. It's somewhere hiding in here, but instead of one of these, wouldn't it be cool if I could just use the 5-star, pop it in there, boom, get the gem power in there, do the progressive upgrade, and then once we do get that final upgrade, we'd be able to get that to a 5 out of 5. Well, the funny thing is, when I went to claim that, when we went to our bag and we went to go claim that box, which is no longer there because I did, I was only able to choose between 4 gems, which I thought was pretty crazy. Let me share with you guys what those gems were, if I recall. Let's go to legendary gems. One, come on now, I get a little load time lag here. We had one was the Wolf Heart. We had, I believe it was a Storm Vault, a Maw of the Deep, and I don't recall what the other one was. It was something that I just wouldn't. None of the gems are gems that I'm using. So it didn't let you choose any legendary gem. At least for me, it gave me the choice of those 4 legendary gems. And then on top of that, when that happened, I couldn't even find it. I couldn't even find the gem. I chose the Wolfheart gem. I have no idea where it went. I looked everywhere and I could not find it. So that was also disappointing. There was no extra tab up here. It was not in my bag. It was not in my gem bag either. So it was actually not a great experience for me to do that. Now, the cool thing would have been, see this one right here, this 4 out of 5 star. I did purchase this because I was anticipating upgrading my Bloodsoaked Jade to a 4 out of 5. Essentially, that's what I'm doing with all of my gems. I'm getting them to rank 4 out of 5, and then I'm starring them up there. It's probably a better platinum investment rather than going 5 out of 5, which is extremely expensive. And I was just gonna then take this 4 out of 5 and go sell it again. I can get some good value for this, but it did not work out. I had high hopes that that would happen, but it actually didn't, and that was a little bit disappointing. Although the disappointment was in that initial gift, which really wasn't a gift. A trial of something for an hour, in my opinion, is a pretty lame gift, and I would bet that the people at Blizzard kind of knew that people weren't going to love that gift. A cosmetic, which I am wearing right now. It's a 3-day trial of the cosmetic. Keep in mind, the cosmetic that was a trial, this is an old Battle Pass cosmetic. Cool, fine. I have tons of cosmetics. I'm sure if you guys get Battle Passes, you have tons of cosmetics as well. It would have been cool if they let you keep the cosmetic. I mean, that would have been a nice gift, being able to keep it. You know, we're looking at a $5 value. It's actually less than that because the Battle Pass itself, you get the entire Battle Pass and the cosmetics for $5. So, you know, maybe, I don't know, let's say a $3 value. It would have been cool if everyone were able to keep it. I don't particularly mind for my own account personally, but for other people that don't have a ton of cosmetics on their accounts, or maybe they're playing a new class that had no cosmetics, I could see where that could be a benefit for them. But the 3-hour thing on this was kind of lame, and man, that 1 hour on the gem, I just don't understand it. And I don't understand why it was only 4 gems that I had to choose from. Let me know if you guys had the same experience, if you were able to take advantage. Like, maybe if one of you is actually using, so I used to use Maw of the Deep. I have it dormant right now. But if I were using Maw of the Deep and I got a 5-star version of it because it was one of the options from that chest, would I then have been able to upgrade this? I really don't know because I couldn't even find the gem, as I said, when I did claim it. It wasn't in my mail. There was no trial area. It was not over here. It had to be somewhere. I just don't know where it was. Let me know your experience, guys. And yeah, hopefully we get some good rewards coming up. If we get any blog posts or update related news, I will make sure to bring it to you as soon as I can when they come over to the North American version of the patch notes. Have a great day. Yes, there is leak information right now about the incoming Diablo Immortal update. To be honest with you, it's nothing that is too crazy, and I decided to hold off to share that with you until tomorrow because I think the topic that we're looking at right here is quite a bit more important. Now, this is a topic that I touched on just a few weeks ago, and to be honest with you, it didn't get a ton of attention, only getting 3,000 views on this. It's about the mass reporting bans. Well, we do have another instance of this, and I have quite a bit of inside context on this. No, not because it is impacting my clan, my friends, or anything like that, but because I just have some good insight of what's going on, so I can add a little bit. What I'm going to be doing here is sharing the information, then going through some comments, then giving you my take on what's going on. So this is mass reporting the real Diablo Immortal killer. This person here is saying that mass reporting and weaponizing this system is worse than account buying and all of the other issues that are going on right now inside of Diablo Immortal. I guess for all of us, well, that's for us to decide if we agree with that statement or not. I'm going to read this in full so you could hear exactly what's going on, and I'm curious about your opinions as well. For the purpose of keeping everyone's identity anonymous, I'll simply be summarizing a situation where I think there is a deep concern for the state of the game. Our clan has been a target of a harassment and mass reporting over the past few days. We've now had 2 to 3 strikes against our clan name. Each time we try to revert it back, it's automatically blocked the name again. I assume that the mass reporting is being done by fake alt accounts and or bots to facilitate the execution. There are so many reports that are queued such that as soon as the clan name is reverted, it's instantly blocked again by the game's internal reporting system. Now, if you recall, and maybe you don't, I did put out an additional video about 2 weeks ago where clans of a certain server cluster signed an agreement to no longer do these types of reports and weaponize that mechanic inside of the game. Now, the clans that were part of that were all of the clans that were involved in the Immortal and Shadow battles. Really, they were the ones at the top level of the game fighting for that immortality. This does not, and that did not really include regular players like myself or free-to-play players. It didn't include any of them, at least not that I know of, unless if they were part of the clans that were then competing for that level. I'm sure there were some, lower spenders and such in there as well. What's worse is that each time the clan name gets blocked, the sitting/acting lead of the clan will automatically receive a penalty strike on their account as well. It starts with a 1-day ban and then incrementally increases in severity from that point on until their accounts are temporarily banned altogether. These strikes will ultimately accumulate for a permanent ban and are non-reversible as far as I know. I've tried to submit tickets to Blizzard support, but of course, we only get generic responses for not violating the terms of service agreements. Meanwhile, the name is obviously not vulgar or discriminatory in any way. It is clear that we are simply being targeted by individuals who seek to abuse the mass reporting system in-game and weaponize it for their own selfish gains or agenda, maybe not even gains. Now, he goes on to say how this is not something new, that this article came out, and if you take a look at the top, it's from 1 year ago. This has been going on. This is not new, but it also is still going on and impacting people's play in a negative way now for a year. Because really, when things get addressed, the Blizzard has the bot system get on it, and they don't really have an actual person going through all of those. Part of me is like, how many people can they hire just to handle these reports? The other part of me is like, some people deserve to have their reports looked at. Maybe the reporting system should be removed from the game. We've talked about that in the past as well. Let's continue. Since my friend signed that post, I'll leave his name in there as originally written. Thankfully, their situation was ultimately resolved. It was ultimately resolved, but it sucks to think that a year later, nonsensical stuff like this is still happening. The negative impacts this has on a clan and its leaders' members is terrible. Unless Blizzard takes a stand and puts an end to this, people will only continue to abuse this further. It's not being used for its original intended purpose, but instead being used to actively target and threaten people's enjoyment of the game. What's worse, people who utilize this mass reporting bigger accounts and other whales simply out of jealousy or envy, and there's honestly nothing anyone can do about it. Blizzard's algorithm simply detects the number of reports and automatically assigns bans that are non-retractable from a person's account. Now, he kind of puts it in perspective here, which I think he did a nice job on how he said this. Imagine living in a society where anyone can report you for a dubious violation. And after 3 reports, you're simply arrested and hauled off to prison with no questions asked, due process given, or justice system involved. It's a terrible process that's short-sighted and ultimately will play a huge part in the downfall of this game. I truly hope that the community managers will bring this forward as a point of concern to Blizzard and NetEase so they can take an honest look at how they can limit the number of folks weaponize their reporting system that was originally intended for good, but now being abused for nefarious means. Now, I do want to look at some of the comments here as well. We have some from both sides of the field, and I think that all of the comments here are worthy of looking at, or at least a good number of them. But a lot of this had come. If you recall, let's hop over here. Yeah, we could do that just like that. There were a bunch of videos, right? We were recently talking about how Misery was kicked from his clan. That then turned into what was going on with Apollyon right here, right? Had that whole video going on discussing how he was getting threats and all that kind of stuff because of how he covered this instance. Then we talked about cheating in the game. All of these things. And then Blizzard should be ashamed. My thoughts on how Blizzard is allowing all this stuff to happen. This is a topic that we kind of exhausted, but it is still actually going on. And there was a video I put out at some point where I talked about how the truce document was placed out. Let's get back over here, though, to this as well and look at some of these. Sounds like someone is pissy that you got the clan name that they wanted, or maybe an ex-member who got kicked. Now, this clan name, as he says right here, this is the author of the article itself. The clan name has been around for ages. I'm pretty sure that we got targeted of attacks due to the nature of our clan having large whales. I think this is a key right here, right? There's a lot of hate that goes around against large whales. Everyone assumes that large whales in some way are cheating in the game. Everyone assumes that they are part of this whole ecosystem of determining who is going to be part of that blessed raid. Now, of course, there are some that are, no doubt about it. But one, it's not only large whales, and two, it's not all large whales. So many different ways of looking at that. Now, if you recall from that video that I had about Apollyon getting targeted and all of that, you know, he was making a pretty good stance against the things that were going on inside of the game. He dug in pretty well, and he received, you know, a lot of pushback from the community that he was essentially going after. So the question is this just a back and forth thing? Like, are now the whales or are now the people that were supposedly, whether it was true or not, I honestly don't know, attacking, are they now being attacked? Is it like a little war going on inside of the game? Definitely need for some sort of checks and balances on reports. Completely agree with that. That's a good one. The only time I ever used any report feature is if I'm doing dungeons and I see one person just standing there doing nothing for half the instance. Then I instant vote kick. Yeah, initiate the vote kick. Sure, of course. Same thing happened to us. We lost our completely non-offensive clan name because of pettiness, a broken reporting system, and Blizzard NetEase incompetence. So a lot of people are taking this out on Blizzard and NetEase because of the system that is in place, instead of the people that are taking advantage of a system and using it the way that it shouldn't be used. Really, the system is put in place to make the game a safer place, right? That's what the system is intended for. The people that are using it with malice are the ones that are using it mass reporting players. They are using it as a weapon. They are the ones doing wrong. The problem is Blizzard and NetEase are getting the heat for it because the system that they then have in place for checks and balances is not actually doing a good job of checks and balances. And people are getting these removals from the game, or, you know, bans, things like that. Pretty simple. Don't be a jerk. If you can't beat a clan, move on to a bigger, better, move or try to get better. Yeah, true. I don't know if this is happening because of a loss or anything like that. I think it has something else to do regarding something else, but I'm sure half their clan is being botted as we speak. Doubt people just mass report for no reason. It's a problem for sure. Using language like the real DI killer downplays all the other issues in the game that we've experienced by a lot more players. That's a good point as well. A lot of players are not dealing with what we're talking about here today, but there are definitely groups of players that are. And then the author says, I respect your opinion, but at the end of the day, all the issues in gameplay and game experience pale in comparison at the thought that your account being completely banned altogether or your clan unable to compete in any events within the game. None of that matters if you or your clan can't even function properly. So good point here that this is only being felt by a small number of players. And another good point here, the rebuttal saying, yeah, those things are a problem too, but could you imagine just losing your account after years of gameplay over just someone reporting you massively? We got a new low for Blizzies. Diablo Immortal will never fix these issues. I mean, you can't even talk about an actual person just reporting simple things. NetEase makes millions from this free-to-play game, and they don't care what you think as long as people keep moving the money. I think that both Blizzard, I can't speak for NetEase because I don't have communication with them. I do have communication with Blizzard. So let's talk about Blizzard. They want what's best for the game. Blizzard does not want the game to absolutely suck just because it's making them cash. I think that at least the team that I know, they very much want this to be a great game that's enjoyed by many. There are definitely things that they need to address. I think this is one of them. I think there are others as well. I also, though, when we see that this article was made a year ago and it's still happening here today, I don't know if it ever will be, honestly. Looks like Apollyon came through with ChatGPT and summarized this whole article for everyone's convenience there. Just in case you didn't want to read. We have the same thing happened to my clan less than a month ago. There's literally multiple people living in their mother's basements, 30 to 40 plus alt accounts doing this for kicks, which is crazy. I don't know if that's true. This was a comment I think I wanted to read right here. Unfortunately, this is just a result of poor planning and inept programming. This type of system costs a lot less than having game masters. The fact of the matter is their short-sighted thinking about saving money and doing is going to be the ultimate reason their game falls apart. Please, devs, see this and do something about it. This should not be a fair way for a weaker clan to stop Blessed Rain, but if nothing changes, that's exactly what it's going to be used for. Not untrue. I think, this is actually one I wanted right here as well. Important point. Does your server have scripted Blessed Rains? This is what we've been talking about over the past couple of weeks. Example, collusion with other strong shadow clans to breeze through and have sure wins. Is your clan, considering you have a large amount of whales, participating in such collusion? If yes, then you know why you got reported. This is the feedback of smaller clans who can't get in. Okay, so I don't know why. Okay, what this is basically saying here is he's calling out the writer of this article saying, is your clan involved in the collusion about scripting who's going to be the immortal? And if you are, the people that are being left out because they can't compete are probably the ones that are upset and doing the reporting. So the answer to that, I don't know. I don't know if things are being scripted right there or not, but it is a good question that person brought up to the person writing this article, because that could be a reason why this is going on. Whether that's happening or not, I don't know. What do you guys think about this topic? It's something that continuously surfaces here. Tomorrow I'll be bringing you that video on what leaks came out regarding Diablo Immortal and the incoming update. It's nothing crazy, which is why I didn't cover it today. What's going on, guys? I tried recording multiple videos this morning and realized that Wild Brawl just wasn't really fun for me to put out as a video. Did some battlegrounds right here, but I realized that I'm like dead focused on the fight itself, and that wasn't really a ton of fun right there either. So at the end of the day, I decided to just hop on and talk about, well, one, we did have some leaks that popped through inside of the game. I'll show you those in just a second. There was nothing that was crazy exciting though, so it was not like we're looking at something that is insane. First, I want to come on over here, just grab my stuff from Battlegrounds. It's our first one of the day. We actually haven't been doing as much Battlegrounds. I was excited for it for a while, then kind of lost the hype a little bit. It's probably worth me switching classes again, maybe going over to the Demon Hunter. We'll have to see. But let's actually take a look at what we have here regarding these leaks that came through. This is probably the best way to look at it right here. So apparently there's some new event content. This is all translated from Chinese over to English, so it's kind of a little bit weird. We know that we do have the Year of the Snake coming, right? So that's the cosmetic that we teased a few days ago. Again, that was leaked. None of this stuff is official coming from Blizzard, so it is what it is. To be honest with you guys here, everything here is not the most exciting, but I'm going to go through it anyway so you can be up to date on what you can expect. So as we do this, I'm going to be drinking some coffee as well. New event content. Special treasures for the Year of the Snake. After completing 10 explorations, adventurers will receive a 60-day, limited time Secret Realm portal device. After using it, you can summon a Secret Realm portal. Adventurers can pass through the Secret Realm portal in any safe zone and enter the Immortal Secret Realm. Okay, so we could do this from like West March or a safe zone that's in any stage that we're on. And it takes us to an Immortal Secret Realm. What is that? Who knows? Adventurers who hold the Secret Realm portal device have the opportunity to trigger the Direct Guard level by inserting the keystone when entering the Immortal Secret Realm. Players can directly challenge the Secret Realm Guard and enjoy super fast clearance. So what we're looking at here is essentially we're getting a portal that can take us to, from any safe zone, take us to fight this Secret Realm Guard. It's basically another battle. Hopefully it's something that we could farm. It did say right here it's a super fast clearance, which would actually be great. If we could clear a boss super quickly, get a lot of rewards for it, that would be pretty cool for farming purposes now, depending on the rewards that we get. We'll have to see what that looks like when it actually gets here. Number 3 is, during the event, all adventurers can quickly challenge again after clearing the Immortal Secret Realm. So because of this right here, point number 3, it really does lead me to believe that we're looking at something that is going to be focused around farming, being able to farm the heck out of this. Now, it's a 60-day event. We saw, excuse me, we saw with the whole World of Warcraft event that came in, we had a battle that was lasting for 60 days. I think it was approximately as well, maybe a little less. So that's cool. If it's farmable, it's even cooler. That would really be what makes it what it is. Now, we have some balance adjustments right here. These we're going to dive into. Yeah, Barbarian. In the gameplay of the Holy Relics War Song and the Elite War, the goddess statue can no longer be pushed forward or prevented from moving during the Undying Rage. So what they're basically doing here is nerfing the Barbarian in those game modes, not allowing him to do as much or be as effective when in the Undying Rage state. The absorption effect of the Whirlwind attack of legendary equipment Hive of Terror is improved. Well, that's good. That's a little bit of a better thing for them there. The circular barrier generated by life delivery equipment, Wheel of Destruction, can now be destroyed by attacks and can withstand damage equal to a certain amount of character's health at most. Number 4, the damage of the lightning spear thrown by the mission equipment Thunderbolt is increased and the imprisonment time is reduced. All right, that's it for the Barbarian. It's time that we move on over to the Demon Hunter. The enemy distance during the shooting posture of the legendary equipment Painful Shadow is increased, so it gives you a little bit more range right there as the Demon Hunter. The flight distance in wind energy wave emitted by the mission equipment False Prophet is increased. Okay, that's also a buff for the Demon Hunter. Number 3, the proportion of damage increased by the armor-piercing attack of the legendary equipment Feast of the Flame Man is increased. That's also a buff. The damage of the piercing attack of the legendary equipment Cold Restraint is increased. The damage of the shell explosion of the mission equipment Twisted Fate is increased. So it looks like the Demon Hunter here received quite a few buffs. And as I mentioned at the very beginning of this video, getting a little bit bored with the Crusader, I'll tell you, I still have not gotten the final essence. I'll show you that at the end that I need for this build, which is quite annoying. But Demon Hunter is looking quite fine right now. There are some complaints. 1, display option for automatic battle. Every time the automatic battle is turned on, the remaining time of the week will be displayed. What do they mean automatic battle? We don't have auto battle. Suggestions for users in the equipment library. Now you can choose whether to save gems, runes, and envoys to plan separately. A new button for saving overwriting green equipment has been added, and adventurers can save green equipment separately. Now when there's a missing part of the Fang Zong after activation, the part will use the current equipment instead of being empty. When there is a missing green equipment in Fang Zong, it will automatically search for green equipment with the same name, giving priority to equipment. Okay, so all this stuff at the end right here, all these complaints are quite confusing, right? I think the main things that we could really focus on here, looks like the Demon Hunter's getting stronger, the Barbarian's getting some weaknesses along the way, and we have a special event that is hopefully quite farmable inside of the game. That's what I think is the most exciting out of this. With that being said, it is not the most exciting thing. Now, can I come over here and take a look at this essence transfer? Yes, we can. Check it out. We are just about right here at our loyal. I could actually probably get a little bit closer right here. Only with 4. We are just about there. We only need a couple more pieces of gear. Now, this is the helm that I need right here. Wait, did I just... It's this one right here, I think. Sacred Chain, no. Fists of the Heavens. Now, shoot, now I forget which one it was. It's this one. No. This was kind of a pretty important part of the build that we're using right here. It's this one right here, Shatterbang, right. Consecration now creates an area of lightning that follows you, dealing damage. See, that's the one that we really needed. Let's go see if we can actually gamble a little bit right here and get a little bit lucky. Pull out a few legendaries that we can use for essences. I guess I could use some of the legendary gear, like items that we have that I just have been holding. I've been waiting so long for this, it doesn't even matter at this point. This has been... Oh, that's the wrong build. I thought I had my horse right there, but we're actually rocking the PvP build, so since we just came out of some battlegrounds. All right, let's come in here. Let's gamble. Can we get 3? There's 1. Maybe even the one that we need. Nope. Come on. Rough day for gambling. Oh, there's 2. Come on. Nope, that was it. All right, so we gotta... What are these? Oh, we actually have some pieces we could identify right here as well. We have plenty of legendaries. What am I talking about right here, guys? Plenty of legendaries. Let's actually switch back over to my other build, though, really quick. I do have to do a bunch of other things today. So, farming in dungeon, activate this one. Beautiful stuff. Now we can come on over here, be a lot more quickly moving through things. Salvage all this mess. Do we have any legendary pieces of gear that we could potentially use? This one has damage to the demons? No, not what I'm looking for. And we can't jump on our horse. There we go. Right now, we should have exactly what we need. Check this out. Unlocked. We finally got it right here. So now I need to put this essence into play. Let's inherit it. What are we actually wearing? Consecration now engulfs you in flames. All right, we want Shatterbang, though. Is that going to be the last one? It is. Inherit. I wonder how much this is going to actually change everything. Let's go test it out. I'm going to go with this build. You know what I should probably do? I should probably switch over to my other build. I'll save this, then I'll go to my PvP build. We'll try it out there, and we'll see if there's any difference. This is told, the legend has it, that this is the helm that I should be wearing. Okay. Essence transfer. Nope, not essence transfer. I'm sorry. Go to our armory. Farming in dungeon. That's what I'm in. I'm going to overwrite it. Now I'm going to go to my PvP build. Activate this. Then we need to essence transfer it. We want to go to the helm. Whoa, what is this I was wearing? I didn't even realize I was wearing that. Okay, and we want to go to Shatterbang. Inherit. There we go. And then what I actually want to do is I want to overwrite this in the armory. PvP, overwrite. Okay. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to record damage. We'll do a 30-second run, and we'll see what kind of damage we get right here. Does this guy want to challenge us? Actually, see if we can get a fight. I want this guy. No, it looks like... Oh, here we go. Let's see if he wants to fight. Probably not. It looks like he's a little AFK right there. He's not there. Okay, so we're going to go right here. Okay, he declined my duel. Let's go now. I'm just doing a 30-second run. I have less charges of shield charge now with this Shatterbang, which is actually okay. This is the new build right here with the Shatterbang helm. Pause. Breakdown. Okay. So what we had right here was with Shatterbang, we had 78.8 million damage and 52 million from Consecration. Okay. Shield charge did very little. Primary attack did a little bit. Now what I want to do is go back to the essence transfer. Let's switch out that helm again. What was the other one I was wearing? I don't even remember. Let's find it. It had something weird, right? I forget which one it even was. And you guys are yelling at me probably. We can do this one because I know that Anointed Brimstone is one that we use in the other build. State of Radiance, no. Sweep attack, no. It had something to do with the shield charge. Didn't it? Shield charge now grants you 90% increased damage, no. Shield charge, shielded enemies, no. Shield charge now grants you Holy Shield, no. Shield glare, no. This was the one right here, I think. I think that was the one. Let's see. Yeah, that was the one. I think so. Although, no, that wasn't it. Let's actually switch it out with the, Wait, was it Anointed? It may have been this one. I like that one, actually. That may have been the one that we were using. I don't recall. All right, let's go try this out. We're going to reset. And we're going to go at it again. Are we ready? Let's go now. Let's see which one. Whoa, this one. Why does this one look like it's dropping more damage? Wouldn't that be a funny thing? I've been waiting all this time for that right helm. And then this one is actually the one that does more damage for us. It's close. Wow, 81.2. The other one did 78.8. If I go to the breakdown here, we actually had less from Consecration, more from shield charge, because we were able to essentially do more shield charges. Interesting how things turn out, isn't it? Honestly, though, not the biggest difference in the world. Not the biggest change, as much as I was expecting. I think because I'm not ready to stop just yet, why don't we... Let's go back to the one that we just made. Switch loadout. Let's go to our PvP build. PvP. Let's go to our PvP. And what I actually want to try and do is I want to try and run another level of Challenge Rift. I actually just pushed Challenge Rifts, by the way, and I was able to get all of my secondary gear to level 20. So they're all maxed out right now, which is actually huge. But I want to see if I'm able to go another level. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I think this would probably be silly. 44,500. And what am I sitting at combat rating? $43,600. So I would be 900 combat rating low. I think that would either take me forever to accomplish, or it would not be something that I would be able to accomplish, which would essentially just drag out the end of things over here. Let's see here. Oh yeah, we did get ourselves one of these towers as well. I love the towers because it's essentially just passive experience. And when I send my familiars out, they can go get me the legendary crests and available things that we can get from here as well. So it's actually been a minute since we've had a tower, so I'm actually very happy that we do right now. I wonder though what we have over here at the Hilts Trader. I haven't been over there in a minute either. As you can tell, it's a casual Sunday playing the game. There's Wild Brawl. What else is here? I think that's it. And you have Shady Stock as well, right? So get yourself your free green stuff. Wild Brawl, we ran a couple of those, but man, that kind of stinks. Let's be going with some friends. What do we have here? Limited time. We'll get our rare crest here. I actually haven't come here in a few days. And we will get as much as we can here, which is 4. Looks like we tapped them out for the week, at least for rare crest, which is really nice, sitting on a few extra hilts. And what is going on over here? Terror Rift opened. Battle. Okay. Cool. We got some dungeons to do today. We got some daily activities, and I still have yet to challenge Diablo for the week, so we have to do that as well. Defeat Vogmark. That's my day, guys. I know super casual, but some days it's just like this inside of the game, and I honestly wanted to do a live stream with all of you today, but with the family home and me probably needing to spend a little bit more time and attention with them, I decided that instead of the live, I'd just spend a little bit of time here with you guys. Looking forward to the new Phantom Market cosmetic though, because I'm getting a little bored of the ones that I have, and I know that sounds so dumb because I've gotten so many of them, but I just want more. I'm becoming addicted to Phantom Market cosmetics. I guess that's the problem here. This one actually I like quite a bit. You know what we're gonna rock? We're gonna rock this guy right here. Let's equip that. It's been a minute since we've worn this one. I think it's pretty awesome looking. And who knows? What class do you think I should go to next, guys? Do you think I should try out a new one? The only class I have never tried inside of the game is the Monk. What do you think is the strongest class right now? Which one would you like to see me play? Let me know in the comments below. Class change, I feel like, is coming soon. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. I just woke up this morning to a brand new Paragon level on the server, to almost a foot of snow outside that I'm about to go and shovel once I get this video out, and some news from China regarding changes that are coming inside of Diablo Immortal. I'm going to be going into all this today, plus collecting all of my rewards from Monday to jump and skyrocket past anything in Paragon level that I am concerned of. This green bar we see on the bottom of the screen right now will be gone by the time we are done with this video. But let's dive into what is brought to us from the Chinese patch notes right now. Two very interesting things that I need to bring up to you guys. Again, this is the Chinese patch notes, not official from Blizzard. My anticipation is that we do get a similar announcement tomorrow from Blizzard, but let's see what comes of it. So, protect Sanctuary and ignite the Hearthstone beacon. We had World of Warcraft come to the game, and it seems that in some fashion now we're getting Hearthstone inside of Diablo Immortal. On January 22nd, that's 2 days away from today, Diablo Immortal will usher in the Spring Festival version of the Year of the Snake, bringing a unique carnival feast to the majority of players. Majority, does that mean not us in North America? It could. At that time, Hearthstone, which also belongs to the Blizzard family, will come with good gifts and send mysterious New Year benefits to Immortal players. On the same day, the new server, Year of the Snake, will also be opened with passion, unveiling the New Year's adventure, delivering generous benefits, and helping the new year. All right, now we know that Chinese server and NetEase always does big things for the new year. The Year of the Snake is the big thing now. Hearthstone coming back seems kind of cool. They have some type of cards. As you can see, these are the Hearthstone cards or books right there. Never was a big Hearthstone player myself, but I do like the IP, so this is also really cool. We got some good stuff with the World of Warcraft crossover. Would be really interesting to see what we get out of this one. But there's more than that. Actually, quite a lot more than that. Now, I'm going to go in through this a little bit more, but then I'm going to share with you something that you guys are going to find quite interesting. The festival version is online at the moment. Celebrate Diablo Immortal has prepared mysterious prizes for all players. All right, I could kind of skim through this, but obviously we're going to have different missions that we can do, get different rewards for doing it. That'll be cool, right? That's one thing is, as long as you step into Sanctuary, upgrade your character level to a level 10, you'll be able to easily get a super value gift, Hearthstone Dark Realm card pack 2, with powerful cards in hand. After facing the devil in the Sanctuary, you can also strategize in the tavern. So looks like they may have a little bit of a mini game mode that goes along with it, which could really be a lot of fun. We'll see how that all plays out. And again, we'll see if we even get it over here in North America, because again, these are Chinese patch notes. These ones are not from Blizzard. Now, the most interesting part, that's exciting, you know, Hearthstone coming to the game, but let's look at something that's really interesting right here. In addition, players can also enjoy 2 New Year privileges: automatic combat and familiar dispatch. Now, we already have familiar dispatch. We send out our familiars, they go and do tasks for us, give us rewards for it, so we don't have to do them. During the event, automatic combat will be turned on and the time will be extended to 1 hour. Freeing your hands to greater extent, a new option for familiar dispatch will be added to help players complete bounty tasks and save more time. The opening of the New Year privilege will surely help the brave regain their edge. So it seems that familiars, at least in China, are going to be able to do your bounties for you, and you're going to be able to do some AFK farming because the auto combat approach or function is going to be put in play. Does that mean we could do bounties and contracts and things like that without even, like, can I hit do bounty and it goes and does it? Or does it mean I can auto farm in a land where I can just kind of attack? We're going to have to see what that actually looks like. New year, new server, new adventure. Diablo Immortal's first server of the year, Snake, will be fully opened on the 22nd. Now, again, this is going to be a Chinese server. Free trial of the Ancestral Road costumes. Free experience, level 10 legendary gems. Free collection of legendary equipment. Many new server rights will be unlocked soon, and there will be surprise draws to witness good luck in the new year. What's this? As long as you go to the new server and create an account, you'll have the opportunity to win surprise prizes like a Switch, projector, AirPods. All right, so that's again very specific to what's going on over in China. Unfortunately, they don't do that kind of stuff here in North America. But this automatic combat is interesting. It says automatic combat and familiar dispatch. So it's making it seem as if it's not just the familiars that are going to be able to go out and auto do this stuff for us, that we should be able to have some type of an auto combat feature, which we don't have right now inside of the game. We'll see what that actually looks like when this patch does come through. Kind of excited for it. Don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but we're going to have to see and let that play out. I know there's definitely a lot of people that are in the boat of I have this game to play the game. I want to play the game. I don't want auto combat. I don't want an auto farming zone. I've heard people say these things. And then I have other people that say, I don't have the time. I want to have this auto itself out. There's definitely a world where both of those things are legit and can be discussed and can be agreed upon by some. So we're inside of the game today. If we take a look right here at events, no new events have come. Winds of Fortune. I've been saving these rewards for a Monday because, well, you get more experience. The experience is worth more on a Monday, so we will claim all of those right now. And as you could say, already got us up a Paragon level just for that. Shady Stock is still inside of the game. Make sure you're taking advantage of that. And what was it? Let's go back there one more time. Wild Brawl. Yeah, Wild Brawl is happening. I'm probably not going to do much of that either. But I do like to collect everything else on a Monday, so I save everything inside of here. We got some rewards for Battleground, Solo Challenge Rift rewards. Those are always nice. Let's claim everything else. It's going to give us another Paragon level. Actually, 2 more Paragon levels from all of that. And that's just from me going and doing the evening events where you get all the extra XP. I just save it all until the Monday for that. But we have more over here as well, right? All of these rewards. Now, this has not been a full week, I don't believe. And it was a lighter week of me actually playing. So we're going to get all of this. Look at the tableau is increasing as well. We're going to be able to get some rewards there, which is great. All right, these are all collected. We got more levels on the battle pass, which is cool. So we have to collect all of that. Always grab those sapphires, or at least I do. You can choose whatever gems it is you want. Beautiful. And the goal is just to min-max and get as much out of this as you can. Is there any not owned right here? Absolute authority. I like how they have that feature there, how they show you what's owned and what's not. Oh, wait a second. You can get a legendary crest or 2 caloric per. I will obviously go with the legendary crest. There we go. There we go there. Actually, I mean, they're probably both the same value inside of the game. All right, So all that's there. We were claiming a little bit more, which will probably give us another battle pass level. There we go. So we're at level, what, 12 right now. Battle pass is fairly new. I already came over here. You want to make sure that today you go grab the legendary crest that's available, and after you do your Heliquary this evening, you pick up this legendary crest as well. That is everything. I mean, at the end of the day, what we need to start doing now is taking advantage of these events, especially if you're someone that is still farming up your gear. As you can see, and I'll show you in a second, I'm still farming up mine. I have a handful of my gear to 30. There's a few more pieces that are not yet there. All my secondary gear is at 30, at 20, I'm sorry. Let's see if we can upgrade right now. Let's salvage this stuff. Let's see. So the next piece, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces to 30, 3 at 26. These are all at 20. Let's go right here. We could actually do an upgrade right now. What I'm just gonna do is swap over a few items right here. We'll just go, let's say 300. Is that gonna be enough? I don't even know. I did not take a good look at what I needed. Let's go to upgrade now. See if we got it. Yep. Oh no, I did too much. Oh my goodness, it should have been less. Look at this. Now I'm a little short on scrap. No big deal. A little bit of farming today. We'll get the scrap that we need, and then we will be able to upgrade this one to 27. And I don't think I have any remains I'm sitting on. Nope, we are looking good right now. So that's gonna be the day. It's gonna be a pretty casual one inside of the game for me today. Looking forward to the update that's coming. And there was some news, by the way, about Elon Musk admitting to account sharing. I don't know if you saw this, and I'm talking about in Diablo 4 and specifically World of Warcraft as well, which apparently is against terms of service for Blizzard. This may be a larger discussion topic in a future video. We'll have to see. In the meantime, I'm gonna go outside, pull out the snowblower. I got, like I said, maybe just under a foot of snow to take care of my driveway and the neighbors. Hope you guys have a great day. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. Today we have the official update information regarding Diablo Immortal, what we are going to see in the update that is coming in just a few days. I'm talking about the 22nd right here of January. We will be seeing this in North America. Now, yesterday I did post a video regarding what was coming to the game from the Chinese version of the game. Let's see how this all falls in line, if everything is going to be the same or if there are going to be some differences. There's a lot to go through here today. As you can see, the codex is quite full. Let's get through all of it right now. Tanshi's renewal limited time event. Pretty cool looking castle there. I actually really like the artwork that they did there. This is the god of Pantheon. Invites you to his renewal. A call to bask in the fading glow of a finished year. Begin and cycle anew. Welcome to a new year with open arms and optimism. All right, this is going to be happening from January 22nd, and this is going to be going until February 13th. But what exactly is this? What are we getting from this? To the 5 tasks to complete for rewards include dungeons, elder rifts, killing elite monsters, bounties, and defeating Jungwin. Once he's been found. Completing these tasks earns you red bags and sem. There's no limit to the number of times you can complete these tasks for rewards, but there is a weekly limit for how many rewards you can earn. 30 bags and 100 sem each week that Tangshi's renewal is active. So again, we saw the activities here. We're talking about dungeons, we're talking about elder rifts, elite monsters, bounties. These are things that we're doing anyway inside of the game, so it's another farm mechanic, which is fine. I'll take the extended rewards. Red bags are celebratory Tangshi's renewal rewards that can be gifted to a friend or to your clan. Not only can you receive rewards when you open the bags that were sent to you, but you'll also receive rewards for sending red bags. So it's a nice social feature inside of the game. I actually like that they're trying to promote that. So get the bags, send the bags. We actually had this in the game, if I recall. In the past, we were sending these things to others throughout the clan chat. And you'll receive the following rewards for sending red bags in game. 1 red bag is 1-star legendary gem. 20 is 2-star legendary gems. 1-star legend. 40 is 3-star legendary gems, and 60 is 3 rare crests. So rewards are fine, nothing crazy. Completing daily tasks can also yield sem. I think that's how you say it. Each time you contribute a sem, you'll receive a random reward: gold, scrap, dust, and a random legendary gem. Again, I like this honestly for whatever can upgrade my gear. That's what I'm excited for. All right, now we have also the Jingun Eater of mountains. Tangshi's gifts, daily tasks, defeat the beast himself. You'll notice some of the rewards that we can have there as well. From January 22nd through the 13th, band together with fellow adventurers and hunt down the fabled terror Jingoon, Eater of the Mountains. We've fought him before. While the hunt of Jingoon is afoot, you can complete a daily task that transports you outside the world of Sanctuary to locate signs of Jingoon. Each reward you with gold, scrap, and dust. If I recall this fight in the past, it was very easy to do, and I would assume that this would be the same. Defeating the Mountain Eater for the first time will earn you 1 Telluric Pearl and a legendary item. Defeating each time after grants you 2 red bags for the renewal. I wonder if this is the farming that we were talking about in the previous videos. Like, you'll be able to get the red bags, which don't honestly give the most amount of rewards. So maybe we're not actually looking at something that is the best for a farming mechanic that's actually legit. The Fractured Plane. In this return of the Fractured Plane, you'll have the chance to pick up 2 available build options when entering. You'll also have randomized affixes and modifiers similar to when playing Elder Rifts. So it's going to be a little bit changed up in there, which is kind of cool. Hunter's Moon Phantom Gallery. This is, well, another thing that we can engage in that's going to be gem focused, if we recall. Let's read through it. The Hunter's Moon Gallery is a festive way for players to acquire legendary gems, crests, gem fragments, and more. Starting on January 22nd, using Litra will purchase the ability to draw 1 item at a random from the available item pool. There are 10 items in total, and you can acquire once. Each time you draw an item, the cost of the next draw will increase. So this is that. I mean, honestly, a lot of the big spenders inside of the game say this is one of the best ways to get legendary gems at the lowest of cost, but it can also get quite expensive if you are someone that's not used to spending money inside of the game. But this is a good legendary gem option. Players can earn additional rewards on draws 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10, getting these items as well. So cool. If you want to engage in that. I believe you do get 1 free draw to start. The Builder's Beacon, which can be used to create a portal to the Elder Rift, can be used for 60 days. So is this that thing? That's fireworks right there. This is different. The Builder's Beacon, which can be used to create a portal to the Elder Rift, can be used for 60 days. For those that earned the firework vendor contract from last year's Lunar Splendor Phantom Gallery, you can once again paint the sky with the Spirited Celebration. All right, so I did earn that last year, and a lot of players who are playing probably have done the same, so we could do some fireworks in West March if we want to. Litra can be purchased with Eternal Orbs, and any unspent Litra will be removed once the Phantom Gallery ends on the 13th of February. Note that the drop rates are below. So obviously you have your legendary crest times 25 is a 0.08% chance. The brown fragments right here, you could see odds are not in your favor, but if you do plan on doing this, you will have to go from start to finish to get all of those rewards. New limited time event, Gem Surge. What is the Gem Surge? Let's read about this and really find out, get a little bit more depth. Herodric alchemists have discovered a breakthrough in their mastery of gemcraft and can now better increase the potency of those potent gems. On the 22nd through February 13th, you'll be able to earn Polished Jade to upgrade your legendary gems to 3, 4, and 5-star quality. Earn progress in Gem Surge by using external and legendary crests, spending obols in the Phantom Market, and Litra in the Phantom Gallery. There's also a weekly login reward that will give users progress in this event as well. I wonder how much progress you can actually get inside of this as a free-to-play player or someone that's not engaging in all the spend. Actually, though, this Polished Jade, kind of cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how it actually plays out. The total earnable amount of Polished Jade for this event is 22. Keep in mind if you're eyeing to upgrade a 5-star, 5-quality gem. These are the following costs to upgrade your legendary gems. Okay, this is important. 5-star legendary 2 quality to a 5-star legendary 3 is 1 Polished Jade. Okay, 2 to 3, super easy. Actually, everyone's gonna be able to basically get their 2-star rank 5 stars all the way up to 3, no problem. 5-star 3-star quality to a 4-star quality is 7, and a 4-star up to a 5-star quality is 22. So it looks like the earnable amount being 22 means you'll be able to get 1 from 4 to 5. Now for me, I'm probably going to be looking at my Blood-Soaked Jade, which is now a 3 out of 5. I do have a 4 out of 5 that's sellable in my bag. What I could probably do is get the 7 Polished Jade, get it up to the 4 out of 5, and then sell that and get about 150,000 platinum for it. So make sure that you figure out what your progress is going to be forward and how it can best affect your account in a positive way and your pocket in a positive way as well. You have the gem trial. Okay, you could try out these gems. I don't particularly like gem trials. I don't love them. So we're going to just say skip that. But there's a bunch that you could try. We got the Phantom Market coming. That's going to be here from the 22nd of January. And again, I personally like these cosmetics. I like the Asian-inspired, Asian-in-theme cosmetics. I don't know if you guys do or don't. The Phantom Market, though, it's completely up to you. You get one free draw. And your odds are right here. What you're looking for right here is the 0.13% chance of getting that main cosmetic. Remember, you could also get a main portal. They are cross-class, and they could be on any class that you're playing as. You also will get a bunch of other cosmetics that would be bound to your class. And for spending and doing all of that, you unlock other cosmetics, emotes, and portals as well, all bound to the class that you're playing at the certain time while you're doing this event. Typically about $170 in spend to do that from start to finish. That would earn you two or three bound cosmetics with bound portals. And also it would get you the Phantom Market cosmetic right here and the portal that go along with that are cross-class. I personally love the idea of cross-class cosmetics. I think they are so valuable because you can go to any class and actually run around looking the way you want to look inside of the game if you care about that stuff. But they're also not cheap. So let's not pretend that they are. All right, moving on. Celestial Serpents Tempering and Refining. The Celestial Serpents cosmetic, one of a new original feature to upgrade the appearance of these gilded snakes. In exchange for eternal orbs, you can choose either to temper or polish your cosmetic. If you have a Celestial Serpents cosmetic unlocked, you'll be able to trade orbs to temper and then polish your illustrious garb. What does this even mean? Tempering enhances the enchanting appearance of the serpent and changes the color of your primary attack to match the chosen color. Polishing introduces a new finisher effect when slaying elites and bosses. New animation appears on your enemy. So is this going to be on the Phantom Market cosmetic or on all of your cosmetics? I'm not really sure. It seems like you could now like bling out your cosmetics or something like that. All right, we talked about how there was an auto battle mechanic coming to the China version of the game. Is this it? Is this all that we're looking at here? It's saying that we're adding the ability to do bounties with our familiars. So we're not going to actually have to run our bounties. Crazy that the familiars are going to be able to do this. This is for a limited time. What my guess is here, guys, is I guess that they're trying to see if this is a feature that we like. And if we do, maybe it can potentially come through as a feature that is always there. I don't hate running bounties, but I actually would love it if the familiars can run all of these things so that we can focus on things that we want to do, like PvP or gameplay modes that come to the game. And we didn't actually have to do all of these things, and the familiars can do it for us. I know that's a hot topic, and not everyone agrees with that. But, I mean, if you take the Sanctum, for example, I'm going to get more value running the Sanctum manually than I will by sending my familiar to go do it. But I don't really want to run a Sanctum, so I'm willing to take that decrease in reward by letting my pet do it. It's probably gonna be the same for bounties because your familiars aren't going and collecting all of the resources that you collect while doing it. Instead, you can go farming in open world and maybe do even better with the resources that you grab. Yeah, so that's it, really. Basically getting the bounties available. It's gonna be available for 60 days. We have some balance changes, and these are ones that were leaked out. I covered them in the leak, and now they are official, right here. Undying Rage, barbarians can no longer move or stop battleground idols by using Undying Rage. The chain spear damage is increased by 26%. Immobilized duration reduced from 6 to 4 seconds. Breaker's Wheel, Hammer of the Ancients. The Barrier of the Earth now has life equal to 250% of the barbarian's life and can be attacked and destroyed. And Grim Roost for Whirlwind. Healing is increased from 3% to 6% the damage of done. I actually like that. A healing barbarian. It's kind of cool. Not something I've ever particularly used, but it would be cool. Demon Hunter. Agony's Spectre or Escape targeting range is increased by 28%. Twisted Weird multi-shot explosion damage increased by 20%. Flayer's Banquet Vengeance Shatter armor effect increased from 4% to 7%. Increased damage taken per attack. Yeah, it sounds like the Demon Hunter's getting a big buff here. Brutal Temperance Vengeance piercing rounds damage increased by 20%. And Duplicitous Prophetics knockback shot distance increased by 12%. Demon Hunter is getting a straight up big buff. Wouldn't be surprised to see the Demon Hunter doing well in the game over the next few months. Necro, Black Wall, Skeletal Mage damage is increased by 22%. Tempest, no second chances, wins edge. Additional damage is increased by 18%. And the Wizard, Eye Plucker, Electrocute, shock damage increased by 29%. So a bunch of buffs along the way. Nothing for a few classes, but a bunch of buffs are here. We have some events going on right here, which I can actually probably even show you in better fashion on the map. But yes, we do have all of these events coming back to the game. The Fractured Plane for Tongshi, 22nd through 29th. Alley of Blood, 24th through 31st. All Clans on Deck, 25th through February 1st. Tongshi's Fractured Plane, 29th through the 5th. Why is that on there again? It's literally just going the whole... I guess it's just going to continuously keep coming back. Trial of the Hordes, 31st through February 7th. Into the Dark Woods, 7-day event, February 1st through the 8th. Tongshi's Survivor's Bane, 5th through the 13th. Conquer, 7th through the 14th. Hungering Moon, 8th through the 15th. Now, if we want to, we have it right here on the calendar as well. You can see how that looks. Returning Jousts also, Wild Brawl, Shady Stock, Alley of Blood, All Clans on Deck, Trial of the Hordes. But what we were just looking at on the blog post, we also have a nice, clean-looking calendar that Blizzard provided via their X account. If you want to see it in that fashion, just take a screenshot right here, and then you can have it saved on your phone. All right, let's keep on going here. Feature updates. Resonance cap increases. This is going to always happen. Always going to happen. The resonance cap has been increased to 13,024 from bonuses due to embedded legendary gems on rank 10 legendary gems. Once you reach the 1300 mark, you'll gain access to a new tier of resonance wings. Man, these wings are going to be so big, they're going to be dragging on the floor. Dark Wood and Ancient's Cradle monster changes. We're increasing the monster density and rate in which they respawn in certain areas within the Dark Wood and Ancient's Cradle. Happy hunting. Wow. This right here is essentially talking about maybe better areas to go farming. Maybe some new farming zones for us. Very nice. We need that. We're getting congested in the same areas. Wouldn't mind more farming. We have the conditional drop rate. Increase the drop rates of 5 stars. So we're going to be able to modify your drop rate. Make sure that you choose what's best for you to get the gems that you're looking for. That's going to be going on from the 22nd through February 13th. Display of left and right ring updates. Left and right rings now have their icons oriented in different directions for better readability in the inventory. That's fine. I never found it weird. Rings and bracelets, I mean, I guess they are identical, kind of. Yeah, maybe that'll be helpful. I'm sure it will. Armory UI improvements. We've added a new filter option to the Armory. Missing equipment gets automatically replaced with same name items, and you now have the option to only save sets to your loadout. Cool. That's been getting better with time. I still, personally, with my Armory, I like to manage like a farm build and a PvP build. Once I start getting too many different ones, it gets messy and it's hard to keep up with. Immortal sigil changes. For Immortals, when you turn in your sigils, you can now turn multiple in at one time rather than needing to do them one at a time. Enjoy the newfound stacking, which is great. Little quality of life. Survivor's Bane's updates. This UI indicates which classes a chosen skill are from. Developers note. The intent behind this change is that Survivor's Bane has internal achievements for upgrading 2 skills from a single class fully during a single session to unlock a skill which can be used in future sessions. This change is intended to make it easier to know which skills belong to which class in case players aren't certain. That's a good idea, actually. So now when you can get those additional unlocks, you can figure out which class it's with because you may not know in case you're just always playing a certain class. Dismantling items at the blacksmith, quality of life. When dismantling your items at the blacksmith, you now have the option to select multiple set items when dismantling. Cool. That's great. Friend update list. We're fixing a bug in which the friends list caused characters to be cut off too early. Cinematic mute option, so if you don't want to listen to it. Additional stash tabs. Wow, check this out. 3, 6, 7 stash tabs right now. Some of this may be because of the Boon of Plenty. We've added 2 additional staff tabs for purchase, which will cost 2,000 platinum each. Woohoo! 2K platinum. I guess it's really not a lot. You get 300 for free a day. Terror Reign monster health change. We reduced the health of monsters, including the Lord of Terror himself in the quest Terror's Reign. I've seen a lot of people complaining about Diablo and how they just can't beat him. I guess it's just because combat ratings are too low to get there, but I've seen a lot of complaints, probably from newer players. I haven't experienced it myself. Quest UI updates. When completing a side quest in a story, if any story adventures are unlocked in the current scene, the unlocked quest name and steps to unlock will now be displayed. Cool. New ways to earn Reforged Stones. We've added the option to earn a Reforged Stone by purchasing them from the Lieutenant Fizrah in Westmarch and from participating in Battlegrounds. Cool. Necromancer summon updates. We've fixed some rare cases where the Necromancer summons despawning. And a bunch of bug fixes, which we can check out at a later date. Some cool stuff. What I did not see inside of here was anything about auto battling or the auto farming feature. We did see this happen in the Chinese blog. I spoke about that yesterday. I wasn't sure if we'd be seeing that come here to United States or North America. Now, I'm wondering if that's just what we're seeing here. Bounties being able to be done by familiars. Is that what they're considering over in China, auto farming? Maybe, but I don't think so. And I'm wondering, because as we know, patch notes don't always give us all of the information. I'm wondering if there's going to be an auto farm mode or an auto battle mode in the game that just wasn't spoken of here in the patch notes. We'll have to find out. That'll be very soon. I'll see you guys back inside of the game. So we've come across some leaked DMs from Elon Musk regarding account sharing. Why is this a relevant topic for me to have with you guys here today, and a discussion that we should really touch on? Well, one, Elon Musk is someone that's really adored by many, hated by some, but somebody that has a ton of money, known in the current media and very involved in presidential related things right now, as well as science, things of that nature. He also has recently called out Asmongold for being a bad gamer and that Elon himself was a better gamer in Path of Exile 2. Well, we have some leaked DMs that relate right back to Blizzard, which is why I wanted to share this with you today. Now, on the channel, we've been having discussions about account sharing, account buying and selling, terms of service, all of those related things relating to Diablo Immortal and relating to Blizzard. We also brought in some topics about how this has been an ongoing issue regarding bots and terms of service for years in World of Warcraft. Well, now we're going to be talking a little bit about Diablo 4. While we tune in and listen to Asmongold, listen to this video. I'll be linking both of them down below, by the way, so we could take a look at what these DMs say and that it's blatant what's going on here and what we should do about it. Let's listen in really quick.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I mean, you see the average player play games, yeah, they suck.
To my first question, I asked him quite directly. Have you level boosted, had someone else play your accounts, and /or purchased gear / resources for PoE 2 and Diablo 4? To which then he answered 100, which means, of course, yes.
All right, so he's 100%. I could zoom in a little bit on that too so you could see it better. Have you level boosted, had someone else play your accounts and or purchase gear resources for Path of Exile 2 and Diablo 4? He said 100. What we need to understand, guys, is that at the higher levels of gaming, this is a lot of time what happens. You have people that have money to do this, or they're trying to be uber competitive. They don't have the time to grind 24 hours a day, so they will have people grind for them. Now, what we're saying right now is this was not a purchased account, but it was piloted by someone else to get it to the rank that it was, and then he would be playing it. Let's continue to listen in.
And as we see here, he...
Okay!
Let's see what Asmon has to say as well.
Fucking mystery solved. All right. There it is. That's fine. That's fine. You want to account share? You want to have somebody else play your account? You want to say, hey, bro, I'm trying to go to Mars. I don't have time to level. That's fine. That's okay. You say that. but you did not level the 97.
All right, so the reason why he's laughing about that is because Elon Musk was going after him, saying that he was like a garbage player and all of this stuff in Path of Exile 2, that he was better, that Musk was better, and now he just realizes that it wasn't even his account. Essentially, it's his account, but someone else leveled it for him to the level that it was to see that success when playing.
Isn't that bannable? Maybe it is.
Did you see his reaction? They said, isn't that bannable? He looked up at the sky and he said, maybe it is. It's because he looked up with that, look, because this has been an ongoing topic forever in all of games. This is not something new to what we're seeing here in Diablo Immortal. Talking about account sharing.
Also stated, I've also been on multiple streams with both Rob and Ace. Both of those players are notable Diablo 4 players and content creators. And this is also true. He definitely has.
True.
And then he goes further and expands on that, and he says, but when I post a video of a game or am streaming, that's 100% me, which of course it is 100%.
No, I believe that for sure.
And playing that account. And then here he actually provides some insight as to why he chooses to RMT and have people pilot his account sometimes. And that is because it is impossible to beat the players in Asia if you don't, as they do.
All right, so he's saying right there, and I guess we are seeing something very similar here. We play North America, at least a lot of you that watch this channel play Diablo Immortal in North America, where account sharing, account buying, account selling is against terms of service. Over in Asia, that's actually supported by the game and allows you to do those types of things. It has a store for you to buy and sell accounts. Account sharing is its own thing. I'm actually not sure if account sharing is against terms of service over in Asia. Either way, you can go buy a leveled up account if you want to, because the buying and selling is legal. So what Musk is saying here is he can't compete with the people in Asia if he doesn't do the same practices as the people in Asia, even though it's against terms of service here in the United States. Very similar situation to what we're seeing here, and it's relevant, and this is why I wanted to bring it up. Also, I wanted us all to realize that this is not just something new to this game, that this is something that's been going on everywhere, or I should say in many other places as well.
The worst part about this is that he's not completely wrong, because Lost Ark is the exact same way. Everybody's cheating. Like, I remember this back in, like, and I feel like in every game, like, if you go up to the top 10 leaderboards, there's people cheating constantly. That's some logic? No, that's just the way it is.
It's too bad.
Now, that doesn't make it okay to cheat. I mean, you're still cheating. But to say that, like, yeah, I'm cheating because everybody else is cheating, you know, this ultra copium? Really? I mean, I feel like it's not. Yeah, like, basically, like, this is, I mean, from playing WoW for years, fuck. People are cheating and selling gold and shit like that all the time.
See, that was, again, the other topic we discussed. Now, I guess the question is, and this is, I know this is going to be split. I know that you guys are going to have very different opinions in the comments, but take a second, and what is your thought here? This is legal practice over in Asia, illegal practice here in North America. If you want to compete with people in Asia, you can't do so without engaging in those illegal practices that are against the terms of service from where we play the game. Is this a bannable offense? Now, we already know that Blizzard is not going to ban Elon Musk's account. Unless if they do, which would be a complete trying to make an example of someone. But we have one of the richest men on earth. They're not going to ban his account. It's actually probably bringing all of this mess that's been brought up is actually probably good for the game, because people are being exposed to the game. Even for Asmongold, people are being exposed to Asmongold that never have heard of him before because Elon Musk has brought him up. Either that was a coincidence that definitely did benefit Asmongold, or it was a publicity thing where they worked together on that, which I would highly doubt. It would actually have been genius if they did. Maybe Mythic Talent came up with that type of a collaboration to boost Asmongold. If that were the case, good job, nice work. But I don't think it was. I think it would just happen to be a coincidence. Let's listen just a little bit more.
Playing each other's accounts all the time.
Lost on.
Like, how many of y'all that played WoW knew this?
Oh, wow.
Left and right, yeah, true. Like, this is a fact. It's basic stuff. Yeah, exactly. And like exposes the top leaderboard to cheating. Yeah, everybody's cheating. He's right. I mean, he's still doing it. It's still not good. You still, like, I mean, I would say that because I feel like it's misleading. But damn. But he's not completely right either. One thing he tries to say, there are people that are better than him, not understanding the game at all, is a completely other thing. Level 52 jacket. I think that it's a matter of scale.
All right, so what he was saying right there is Musk cheating, going against terms of service because everyone else is doing it and he wants to be competitive. Is it okay? Probably not, but it's what happens all over inside of these games. But then what the chat said to him was, well, then he shouldn't be saying that he's better than everyone when it's not even his account that he's been leveling, which in my opinion is true as well. So really this was just bringing exposure to the practices that we're seeing happen in Diablo Immortal, happen in all games. We're focusing really in on action RPGs here and games like WoW as well. Everything really coming back to and focusing around Blizzard, although this does happen in accounts all over. Any accounts where you need to grind, action RPGs, MMORPGs, these types of games that take a serious grind, even games like Kingdom Builders, like Rise of Kingdoms, Call of Dragons, these types of games as well. They are grind intensive that require you to be on 24 hours a day, not only to grind, but to participate in events that are going on inside of the game. These things are being piloted. People are paying pilots to play their accounts for them to help level them up so that they can be competitive when they want to compete, whether it be for content or just because they want to be a competitor inside of the game. Now, we talked about things here regarding Diablo Immortal specifically that revolved around players all coming together from other servers to capture immortal reigns and things like that. That is a little bit of a different story from what we were looking at right here. That was more about account buying, where this was more about account sharing, but all in the similar topic, all coming back to Blizzard saying, are they going to enforce their terms of service? Should they be enforcing these terms of service or removing them altogether? Because I think as it is right now, having terms of service that are clear, but that are not being enforced is worse than completely removing that rule from the terms of service altogether so that it's not something that's always brought up. If it's legal to buy and sell accounts, if it's legal to account share, then this issue is laid to rest. Or if they start banning people for doing it, then the issue is laid to rest with a lot of heavy work needing to be done by Blizzard. Which one do you think should happen? Before you do any spending on the new event inside of the game, I'm talking about the Gem Surge event. There are some issues going on with things right now that I want to let you guys know. Now, I just did record my video taking everyone through the update. It's actually going to most likely be going live in about an hour from now, but I wanted to get you this information quickly just so that you knew what was going on to make sure you didn't run into any issues or maybe even waited out the issues so that everything could work and function properly so you don't lose out on anything. So, the new gem event, obviously, as you guys know, maybe you don't yet know, you're going to use the polished jades that you're going to earn from spending in the game, running legendary crests, running eternal legendary crests, participating in the phantom market, or participating in the phantom gallery. Now, with this event, you're going to progress this bottom tier right here until you start unlocking these polished jades. It takes 1 polished jade to take a gem from 2 to 3 stars. It takes 7 to take them from 3 to 4 stars, and it takes 22 to take a gem from 4 stars to 5 stars, 22 being the maximum that you could earn. Now, like I said, there are some issues going on. Let me let you know what they are now so you can keep an eye out in case you're seeing them as well. These issues have been posted on forums and things of that nature, so let's take a look. Retroactive crest points from January 8th don't and onward doesn't count, or it doesn't at least count for everyone. When you take a look at some of the info, I believe it's on this page here, it tells us that we're going to be getting retroactive rewards from January 8th. That's like 14 days ago. If you spent any legendary crests in that time, this progress will have happened. I did not have any progress happen in that time, and I did use 10 legendary crests for the Mirrored Jewels event during that time. So I guess I as well am someone that did not get the rewards as it says we should from the info screen right here. All right, that's one thing. Let me know if you're experiencing any of these. 2, the Phantom Market and the Phantom Gallery ratio is 20-1, not 10-1 like stated, or 5-1 in some languages. So the amount of rewards that you're getting from participating in these events are not adding up to the reward progress you're supposed to be getting down here on the lower tier, or at least that's how I'm understanding it. They were saying it was a 10-1, and even in some languages it was said to be 5-1, when really it's a 20-1 ratio. And the last thing is, when you're running, because it says that you can get these from running legendary crests, either eternal or bound. Apparently, if you mix the types of legendary crests that you use, so if you run an Elder Rift with both bound legendary crests and eternal legendary crests, you may not get those rewards. So when you're running your runs, make sure that you only use one type of legendary crest in the 10 spot. All right, or if you're doing 3 spots, in the 3 spot. Don't mix your purples and don't mix your reds. At the end of the day, I think this is a really good event. It's a great opportunity specifically for people that are trying to get their 2-star gems up to 3-star gems. It will cost them 8 of these polished jades, which would be worth them spending and even buying legendary crest to do that, to get only 8, to get all of their gems from 2-star to 3-star. Big jump in value resonance wise right there. I think it's a great event for that. Hopefully these bugs can be worked out, and hopefully you haven't seen any of them and everything is working fine for you. I just want to let you know ahead of time. Again, the full video taking you through everything that came through with this update is coming in just a little bit. Please go through and watch that one as well. Show the support and don't miss it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Diablo Immortal video. The update has landed, and we're going to check out everything that's new inside of the game that we heard about that was coming to the game from the patch notes. Now, we've been getting some word from the forums that certain things regarding the Phantom Market, etc., are a little bit wonky, including one of the events. We're going to look at that right here today. First things first, something that I absolutely love for some reason right now is when you go to the familiar expeditions, not only can I trade in all of my things right here and, you know, get my rewards because we've completed all of those missions, we can also send out our familiars on bounties. Now, send a familiar to complete 4 bounties and receive these rewards completed today. So it looks like I could send 1 familiar out to do all these bounties. It's going to take a complete day to do 4 bounties. Now, can I send another one out? It looks like we cannot. So only 4 bounties per day can be done by your familiars. The rest of them need to be done by you if you want to keep up with your cadence. We're going to send our shadow contract out here as well. Make sure that that's getting done. We're going to get a pet to run the sanctum right there. Boom. And it looks like our Tower of Blessings, we are all caught up. Nothing needs to be done there. So this is going to be here for, I believe, 60 days. It's not completely cutting out bounties, but it is going to help you so you can do half of the amount of bounties in a day, which is nice. I don't mind that at all. I'll take the help all day long with the bounties and that mechanic. Sometimes you just don't want to run them. But we got a bunch of events that dropped inside of Diablo Immortal just this morning. Let's take a look at all of those. All right, so Tong Shi's renewal. As you can see, we get these red bags, and the red bags progress you over here, and then you get these rewards along the way. You get green items, legendary crest, legendary gear, a whole bunch of great stuff just for progressing. Daily tasks include the red bag items. You can see red bag sent, you get rewards for sending these red bags as well. Fractured plane, it seems something's going on with the fractured plane, and we could also open our red bags from people that gave us gifts, and it gives us a bunch of gold and other materials. I believe scrap as well. I just missed it as it popped out. But we could send our red bags to the clan, to friends, etc. So let's send one to the clan. I only have 1 right now, so we'll send that to the clan, and I've shared a red bag. Someone else, oh, I've shared 2 red bags. It looks like a whole bunch of people are sharing red bags. Cool. So that's just a way that you can engage in that event, help progress you through, get some more rewards along the way. And then you could always go and defeat Jingoon, Eater of the Mountains. As I said, I believe this was an easy one to do in the past. We'll see if I can actually jump into a raid in a few minutes. Not sure how long that will take. Phantom Market just dropped into the game. I'm not going to really go too deep into this one right now. We'll just take a quick look at what we have right here, because this is another Asian themed cosmetic set that came to Diablo Immortal. I think it looks awesome. I personally like these ones, but some of you don't. So let's see what some other people have actually gotten. So we could see this actually on some people. Nice looking right here. I think it's a good looking cosmetic personally. Let me know if it's something that you decide to throw a few bucks into and participate in, because when you do participate in this, you get the ability to progress another event that's going on right now inside of the game, which is the Gem Surge. We'll get into Gem Surge in a minute. We also have the Phantom Gallery. Remember the Phantom Gallery? For those of you that want to get legendary gems and things of that nature, this is a high spend event, but it's also, from what I hear from a lot of the people that participate in the event, it's one of the best ways to get yourself some legendary gems with some nice rewards at the end of it. Notice you can get yourself, the quality of the gem is always 5 stars. Again, I don't know exactly the cost to get yourself to this point, but look, you have rewards like 15 Lego Crest, 10 Lego Crest, 25 Legendary Crest, Gem Power, etc., etc. And you get rewards for your draws as well, like the beacon. Used in a safe zone to create a portal to the Elder Rift. Additionally, allows the player to enable and disable the Guardian Hunter Rift affix, which guarantees an immediate encounter with the Rift Guardian if at least 2 crests of any type are added. So you can very quickly push through those Elder Rifts. That's something new. I have not seen that before. So now you can quickly go through that. This beacon right here is available for 60 days. Again, not something that you're going to be able to have forever. So that's actually a nice quality of life for someone that's trying to spam out Elder Rifts and just continuously progress things over there. New mechanic, the way that that works. Old mechanic right here. Either way, it's something that's going on inside of the game now. Obviously, Shady Stock still going on, while Brawl still going on, but Gem Surge has really been the talk of the morning. A lot of people see this as a good opportunity to upgrade whatever 5-star gems or whatever rank 2, 3, or 4 out of 5-star gems you're using right now. And as you can see, I already have some rewards to collect, but the event is going to bring you all of these rewards down below. You have a weekly check-in, which I'm going to grab right there as well. But, oh, I could also actually grab some of these gems too. But this is where it really counts. We're able to upgrade one of our gems. So these are the gems that I'm currently wearing. We have Void Spark, Gloom Cask, Bottled Hope, and the Seeping Bile, all rank 4 out of 5. Or I should say, I'm sorry, all 4 out of 5 stars, they are all rank 5. If I wanted to get any of these to rank 5 out of 5, it would require 22 of these polished jades. Exclusive limited time currency that can upgrade the power of your legendary gems up to 5 stars. A maximum can be of 22 can be earned during this Gem Surge event. That's what it says underneath the event because it's popping behind. So you can only do this with one of your gems. Now, for me, it only costs 7 of these polished jades for me to get my blood-soaked jade from a 3-star to a 4-star. So that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Now, the question is, how do you get these things? How do you get these polished jades? You could also do it with things that you have in your bag as well. Let's go to the info tab. Max earnable, 22. Spend 22 to upgrade from 4 to 5. Spend 7 to upgrade from 3 to 4. And spend 1 to upgrade from 2 to 3. That's actually massive value right here. Spending 1 to upgrade from 2 to 3. But I guess the bigger question is, how do you get these polished jades? Now, if we want to just jump on over quickly, I can bring us over to the article from yesterday. Where are we here? Why is my... There we go. Beautiful. There we go. Gem Surge, this new limited time event. Earn progress in Gem Surge by using Eternal and Legendary Crests, spending Obols in the Phantom Market, and Elytra in the Phantom Gallery. There's also a weekly login reward that will give users progress in this event as well. So, if you're someone that wants to take a gem from 4 to 5 stars, you're going to need to participate in Eternal and legendary crests. You're going to have to use legendary crests and run them. Spending obols in the Phantom Market, so you're going to need to do the Phantom Market, or you're going to have to spend in the Phantom Gallery. These are all 3 ways of spending. Now, I am personally sitting on a bunch of legendary crests, right? When we take a look at my bag, I have nearly 100. Probably a time to run all of these. Now, I have 16, 77. We're a little bit shy, but we still do have a good number that we can run. The question is, when I run them, does that count towards the event? Or do I have to purchase them to have it count towards the event? That's the big question. Let's see what the overview has to say. Every legendary crest or eternal legendary crest used will earn 16 points of event progress, counting retroactively starting from January 8th, 2025. Oh, starting retroactively. So anything that you've spent since January 8th, that's already progressed you. In addition, every 10 obols used in the Phantom Market and every 10 litra used in the Phantom Gallery receive 1 point of event progress. After obtaining a polished jade, you can use them to upgrade the quality of a legendary gem. Requires a legendary gem with a maximum quality of 5. The amount of polished jade required is dependent on the quality level that is being upgraded to. The maximum quality that can be upgraded is to 5 stars, obviously. Remaining polished jade will automatically be converted to 500 platinum per unit when the event is over. A minimum of 22 polished jades is earnable. I'm sorry, I take that back. A maximum of 22 polished jades is earnable during the event. And upgrade requirements: spend 22 polished jades to go from 4 to 5, 7 to go from 3 to 4, and 1 to go from 2 to 3. Funny how the numbers are here. This was definitely put in here as a copy paste, and they forgot to take out those numbers, or they should be bullets instead. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Either way, messed up my reading. But as you can see, as we progress here, I don't know, we've gotten 100 earned. Oh, here's one of the jades right here. That's the first polished jade. There's another polished jade. Actually, there's probably some more along the way that I missed. No, there aren't. So you have to progress this bottom tier by spending on legendary crests in Elder Rifts, or by participating in the Phantom Market or the Phantom Gallery. That's how you're going to progress Gem Surge. And all I need to worry about is getting 7 of them so I can get my Blood-Soaked Jade to the level that I want. People that are looking to get themselves all the way to taking a 4-star gem to a 5-star gem, it's going to take quite a bit more work and quite a bit more crest to run. As you can see, we have 0 right now. My goal is to get this one done. So there's one other thing I wanted to kind of share with you here today that was regarding, I'm talking about this right here. Red October timed in the other day when people were asking about the stash tabs versus the bag tabs. If you recall, right over here, the stash and inventory expansion bonus for linking your account with the Blizzard Authenticator previously mentioned in our patch notes has been delayed. Initially, we were expected to go live January 21st. However, now we're aiming for February 13th. We had some questions about what was that going to look like because we have the new tabs coming that we could buy in the stash with this update. Red October answered, the purchase option is for additional tabs in your stash. That's what came with this update. You can now purchase 2 additional stash tabs. The Authenticator option is for an additional row in your bag. The blog post was removed to confirm. I assume they moved the freebie because people are confusing it with the purchase tabs. And then we had Ghost Signals, community manager for Diablo Immortal, chime in and say, I can confirm that Red October is correct. The purchasable stash tabs in the latest update and the additional space for the use of the Blizzard Authenticator are totally unrelated. All right, so keep in mind that that is not something that is the same. You have stash tabs and then you have gear rows. So the gear rows are here. Stash tabs are ones that you're going to have over in the stash when you come on over here and see what's going on right. Yeah, well, the stash is not there. There it is in here. You could get additional stash tabs here if you want to purchase it with the platinum, as you can see. 2,000 platinum, Pretty cheap actually to get a stash tab, especially when you get it for free inside of the game. Now, let's see really quickly if I could queue up for a Jingoon. Let's see if there's any raids available right now. I'm gonna, oh, it looks like yeah, this is probably gonna take forever. Probably not gonna be able to get into it. So it's something that I'm gonna have to do another time. Actually, maybe not. Let's see if we can get in there really quickly. That would be really cool. What are you doing with your legendary gems? Do you have a bunch of 2 stars that you're trying to bump to 3? I could see the event being really useful for people that are trying to bump up all of their 2 out of 5 star legendary gems to 3 out of 5. That's a massive update that people can get for very small amounts of that resource. I'm talking about these things right here. The polished jades. If you have 8 legendary gems that are 2 out of 5 stars, you only need to get 8 polished jades to get each of those legendary gems to the next level, which is actually pretty cool. But I think we're going to end things right here because I don't know how long it's going to take to queue this bad boy up. Let me know what you think of the update so far. Are you seeing any issues or errors that are going on with any of the spending elements of this update? Let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, check out my website, echogaming.io, where I bring you everything regarding all of my channels and gaming in general. Have a great day. Good morning, guys. I just woke up, so please excuse a potentially overly tired voice inside of this quick video, but I wanted to give you a very up-to-date update regarding the Gem Surge event inside of the game. Yesterday, we know that points weren't being counted properly. Everyone was really upset, but I want to let you know that East Van, special community manager of Diablo Immortal, has responded, acknowledging what went on with the event and giving us some potential idea of solution. So let me read this to all of you now so you're up to date. By the way, he was, I believe, sick or something and unable to address this sooner. Either which way, it's been addressed. As you're all aware, we recently had an issue with our Gem Surge event where players were not receiving the correct number of points in the Gem Surge event for their Litra spent in the Hunter's Moon Phantom Gallery and may have some confusion on the Litra to point ratio. Players should have been able to earn 1 point for every 10 Litra spent during the event. This issue is set to be resolved soon. Actually, guys, it may be resolved by the time that we're watching this video now. It depends on when you watch the video. Starting at some point tonight, players should be receiving the correct number of points, 10 Litra to 1 point from the Phantom Gallery moving forward. The Phantom Gallery is that event where you buy to get the legendary crests and in the end, the 5 out of 5 star legendary gem. More on that at the very end of this video. Due to the confusion on ratio, players who participated in Hunter's Moon Phantom Gallery from the start of Gem Surge event to when the fix goes out later tonight, will be compensated for the point difference in a ratio of 5 Litra to 1 point. By the way, actually, now that I think about it, I did receive a DM this morning from my friend who did participate in this event, and he was actually reimbursed for a lot of these items. So due to that message coming through to me, I'm talking about Nighttime. You've seen him on the channel before. I believe that this fix has already been implemented. By the way, this is not my primary video for the day. This is just a quick news thing. Today's actual video, which will release in about an hour and a half, is all about how Nighttime yesterday spent $600 inside of the game, completely doing all of the Phantom Gallery, which was approximately 400 in spend, and then running hundreds of legendary crests. So you could see that video, which was a great video, not only just spending and seeing what spend gets you, but talking about the game in general. I love getting on with him. I hope you guys take the time to watch that video. Additionally, we've encountered an issue where players did not receive points for the legendary crest that they used prior between 1/8/2025 and when the event started. I was actually part of this. I spent on, and many of us did, on the Mirrored Jewels event. That was within that time frame. This was originally part of the event, but was removed before the event went live. However, it was not removed from the event description, and we want to make that right as well. If you watch my video from yesterday, I woke up in the morning around 7 o'clock in the morning is when I typically record my videos for Diablo Immortal. I went into the game, took everyone through the update, and that was in the update. it said that that return would be coming to players. There were also a couple of typos in there as well, which I noticed in that video. If you didn't check it out, you can go see everything that went on the update from yesterday's video. And then when I was recording yesterday afternoon with Nighttime doing the $600 spend, the notes had changed, which I didn't know any of this when we were recording that video. So all of those, if you take all 3 of these videos and put them together, you'll be able to see the whole story here. So they say that they're going to make right by that. I'm not sure how that's going to happen. They'll probably give us more Litra if we did spend. Before the end of this event, we'll be granting all players that missed out on any points due to these issues. We hope to have those points to you soon, so keep an eye on your inbox for further messages. We apologize for any inconvenience and confusion that this may have caused. Now, a couple of things here. First of all, I'm actually going to log into my game right now and see if my inbox has anything special for me, someone who has spent prior from the Mirror Jewels event, and I could let you guys literally know right now. That's what I'm talking about. I got into this game. I got onto this recording before I even logged into the game for the day. Literally helped my son get breakfast made, and then we're here talking about this so I can get it out to you as soon as possible. I like that this post was put out. I like that this wasn't only put out, by the way, it was shared with content creators so that we could also amplify the message, which I think was a smart move. But a little more due diligence, in my opinion, has to happen. The reason why this is a big deal is not because there was an error in the game, but this event is specifically focused on whales spending a lot of money. So this was text that had whales spending more money than they should have. All right, I do have 2 gem surge corrections right here. We've recently had an issue. Okay. This is just saying that they had the issue. They fixed the conversion. All right, so now I'm going to actually go to the event because I did get both of those messages. Let's go to the event right here. I'm doing this just not in a way I would typically do it, but that's fine. Gem Surge. I actually don't see any more things to claim for myself right here. But the mail says that the issue has been fixed. So take a look at your own. See if it's been fixed for you versus based off of your spend. So for me, the only fix would be the crests that were used prior to this event. And again, I did it during the Mirror Jewels event. Maybe that was not on between the 8th and the 22nd when this came out. I don't actually recall the exact date. I could probably look back on some videos and find that out. But I did not spend on the Gem Surge event, which was the much larger issue here, because players were just not getting the amount of points that they were required. So they were spending more and more and more because those ratios were messed up, and it had them spending a lot more than they had intended to spend. And, well, essentially, too much money was spent where it shouldn't have been. Now you guys are up to date. Again, today at 9 o'clock, we got that $600 spend video coming out. Please check that one out. It was a lot of fun to make, and I think you'll like it. And always, guys, we got a whole bunch of great stuff going on over on the website, echogaming.io, adding some new features and a daily news update for all of gaming. Hope you guys like it, and go check it out. Today I'm back with Nighttime on the channel. He's our resident whale good friend, and today he's spending $600 inside of the game, buying everything in the Phantom Gallery, running Elder Rifts, using the new Beacon's Urge, and then getting all of the rewards for the gem upgrade mechanic that just launched inside of the game in the incoming, or the update that's now here. Nighttime, my man, you're back in the channel. It's great to have you here, man. Thanks for coming.
Hey man, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me again. Pretty much said what we're doing already.
Yeah,
so.
I got it covered, man. What do you think? I think I know what I'm doing. But yeah, man. So why don't you, so what we're doing today, we're going to be, can you go over really quickly to the events?
Yes.
Yeah, go to the Phantom Gallery. Tell me right now, from a whale's perspective, because everyone knows I'm a light spender. I spend, 15, 20 bucks in the game a month. I don't spend 600 bucks. I don't participate in this Sovereign Masterwork gem chest event, but I hear that this is one of the best ways to get gems and to upgrade if you're willing to spend in the game. Can you give me your whole perspective on this event when it comes?
Well, this is actually the best just because you get a 5-star and you get to pick, so it's 5 out of 5. So like, for example, I've been waiting about 5 months to even find one of these stupid things that's 5 out of 5 in the market to buy. So when you can buy one for less than half the price that you would have to pay to change it into platinum, it usually It's pretty good value.
All right, so it's a pretty good value, and the best way to get them if you're willing to spend money and not farm platinum, right? And
but that's only for this chest. Like, if you're not going all the way, I don't think this is even remotely close to worth it.
yeah, you got to go all the way. Which, do you have any idea how much money it actually costs to go all the way, or a guesstimate?
I would say probably $400. It's 38. Wait, let me check again. I want to say it's 30,180 orbs, but I have to count.
We'll be testing that out as well. Like, you're going to be going through all of that. And there also is that new beacon thing there as well, which from my understanding, it could take you right to the end boss or something of an Elder Rift.
I have absolutely no idea. I didn't do this one last time. I was kind of working, so
I think that's what it does. I mean, it says using a save zone to create a portal to an Elder Rift. Additionally, allows the player to enable or disable the Guardian Hunter Rift affix, which guarantees an immediate encounter with the Rift Guardian if at least 2 crests. So it looks like you don't even have to run the Elder Rift. You can just fight the boss.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm excited to find out. So
let's do it, man. Let's get through this. But you have to do your draws here first.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's get these draws done. See what you get.
30 fragments.
Should we get really extra excited after everything you get? Yes, 10 legendary crests. Yes.
Well, I mean, we're getting it all, so it's
I know. I'm just having fun.
See, and then there it popped up with I gained 115 of the blessing stuff too. So
yeah, I want to see that. Before you do any runs, I want to see what you're getting for the other event, because every time you spend money, either on
72,
nice, either on rare crests. Legendary crests, or money in the game in the Phantom Market or Phantom Gallery, you progress the other events, which can allow you to upgrade a legendary gem.
Yes, but also with the video that you said about it being like kind of bugged.
Yeah.
I think my Phantom Market's that way. So like I tried 2 draws and then I stopped because I was gonna do that for those events, but I was gaining like 1-to-1 ratio. So
yeah, that's not good. You went through that so fast, man. I didn't even get overexcited about anything.
Well, there's nothing really exciting until this one. And that was what I was going to do here at the end, was just open that so you can see. All right, so
how far did you get with the gem surge? I want to see
1680. That's what I'm at.
So how many of the items is that actually?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Not items. I'm talking about like the items needed for I guess collect everything and then we'll see.
It's 3. It's 3.
3.
Yes. I also was told if you get everything in the market and the gallery, it's only 19 from somebody
not 22. Yeah, you got 3 of 22. Now keep in mind, if he wants to take that rolling consequence to a 5 out of 5, he needs to get 22 of these to get it there. Which
guess what? I don't need to, because we just got this bad boy.
Oh baby, that's so nice.
That's what I mean. That's why it's worth spending, but only if you're going to do this, because now, bam, 5 out of 5. Ooh. I can finally upgrade it.
One of the best gems inside of the game. You better lock that thing right there, man. You better lock that. All right, that was, I mean, honestly, it's not the most exciting thing to unlock. It's not like you spent $400 and the fireworks are everywhere. I mean, you just...
but it feels good because you're going to get it instead of sitting here running, 200 rifts and then you get pissed off because you got literally nothing.
I know, I get that. So... All right, so let's see what that portal thing does. Can it take you right to it?
That's what I was trying to figure out where it was. Oh, it's in here.
Yeah. All right, so that's beacon. You got to put in your crests.
Well, let's buy 100 of those too a while.
Like nothing.
Start with these.
All right, so I'm really curious. It would be so cool if it takes you right to the Beacon's Urge. Yeah. I think it does. I think it's going to take you right to the boss.
That's what I was thinking too. I was giving that time so everybody could read it.
Appreciate it. So while we do this, once we see exactly what happens here.
I can't even click to see what it is. Too far over to the right.
Yeah, I was actually seeing that too. Why is it so wide?
I don't know.
I thought it was just the share.
Oh, it's not even on this.
Savior's Grave completed.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, it does bring you right to the boss.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh my god. So you could literally just boss fight after boss fight.
That's sick. It makes this a lot easier than last time where we were spending 1 minute and 30 running these.
Yeah, the hour-long video is suddenly going to be a 20-minute video. All right, this is actually pretty cool. Okay, so I see this is like a quality of life thing right here.
Yeah, it
It's
definitely is.
you don't they understand, Blizzard understands that your goal here is to get gems, not to enjoy the run of an Elder Rift.
Yes.
So, okay, cool. This is actually great. So why don't we well, let's talk a little bit about the game and what you've been up to, how you feel about it while you go through and run a bunch of these things.
All right. Well, the first thing, this is probably like there's like two negatives. The rest not exactly negative, but most are positive. The only two negatives, I just want to get these out of the way. I don't know what they're doing with the new BG UI, but it's really hurting a few of at least my clan members' eyes when they're playing now. I guess they added some like dragon portrait or something to it. This one didn't bring me straight to the
Yeah,
boss.
what's up with that? Did you have to click a button or something?
Oh no, it just took a little bit
Oh, weird. Okay.
because now we're here. But that was my first complaint. Not sure why that was changed because it was already fine. The other thing was really, oh crap, I don't even remember.
You got a 5-star out of
Oh,
that one. Bottled Hope,
it,
baby.
yeah, it was the or not BGs. The new boss is really, really, really cool. I just wish the combat rating that they made was a little bit lower so everybody could actually, enjoy it.
What new boss are we talking about? The Heliquary boss?
The Vogmark or whatever. If you want me to do that now, we can run that real quick.
No, not yet. Let's get all these. Let's
Yeah.
spend all these beans first, then we can do some of that.
Well, that'll be great because that'll be right in time for warband stuff probably.
Okay, well we'll see where we're at. We'll see where we're at. So you said okay, Battlegrounds has some weird UI stuff going on. Unhappy with that. I've seen a lot of people actually complaining about how like the game's 2.5 years old and we're still playing the same damn
Yeah, no,
Battleground
that's
map.
what everybody's upset about. It's just the map and stuff. But that new boss legitimately I've probably run it 40, 50 times for people, and I still enjoy doing it on the 8-man because it's still difficult for me. Well, not difficult, but like it takes my focus, if that makes sense.
What you're you're talking Heliquary boss right now?
Yeah, no, it's like it turns into like Space Invaders halfway through. There's a damage check. It's like it's sick, man. It's one of the coolest things that they've added, and Lord knows how long.
Oh, that is cool. That is cool. All
So
right.
I just wish more people could experience it because the CR is like 45,600 for it.
So you're carrying people through?
Yeah, well,
What is your combat rating?
this is my non-Walmart set, so it's like 45.
Your
something.
non-Walmart set?
Yeah, hold on, I'll show you.
The heck does that mean?
Well, you know how Walmart, you go in and then there's a bunch of junk that you don't need and you end up buying it all?
Yeah.
So when I don't have set gear, I call this my Walmart set.
Oh god. Just high combat rating?
Yeah, so, Walmart. So
That's funny.
45, 8, 49.
So you got a 300 extra combat rating just from your whatever set.
It's just the green stuff. I actually have more here too because I'm too lazy to go change the stuff on this and the pants and stuff because you have to roll all these and yeah.
Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. So you're playing Demon Hunter, I see.
No, this is I wish it was Demon
What?
Hunter,
Oh, this is a
but
wizard.
It's Monk.
Monk?
It's Monk.
What the heck?
Yeah. This is one of my favorite builds right now because well, I'll show you in a real rift.
You know what's so
after
funny?
This one.
I had no idea this was a monk.
See, look, you just spin around.
I heard that monk is actually decent now in PvP, that there's a build that actually works.
Monk is very good in PvP. I can show you the build if you would like to see it, except I'm missing one of the pieces.
Yeah, I'll take a peek.
But yeah, no,
wow,
I think
I can't believe I thought this was Demon Hunter. That's embarrassing.
It's okay.
That's the
From
last
what
time
I
I've seen.
understand,
Like, when's the last time I've seen someone play monk? I didn't even know anyone did monk.
no, our meta is pretty much monk. Well, it was just monk and barb with Tempest right now, and RBGs with a couple of golem necros. You
don't have any crusaders with that jump in
Not
and do
really,
all that damage?
but right now I think they're going back to that. Everybody was just playing barb and sitting on the idol.
Yeah, well, now they have those changes coming, so. Wow.
This was my PvP build. Or, well, not mine, but I'm supposed to be using mountain banks here instead of this, but I just like to hit hard. So. And then you have this to move fast. You can just charge in at people, get out. Usually this just like one hits people. I'll show you how much damage the
Really?
staff itself does. Like,
Oh my god. You're doing a lot more damage than I do, man. What's up with that?
I don't know, man. And that's just the staff. I didn't even do it right.
It pisses me off. I put so much effort into my builds, and then I see you go in there and just throw all that. It's just really. I guess I just need to spend $600 at a pop.
Well, or just try this, man. I'm serious. Like, this is a ridiculous amount of damage. I'll show you without any set gear, like just this build, because this is the Walmart set. It's still doing around that. So
That's crazy.
you'll do like 4 or 5 million DPS. It's just this is a ridiculous build right now.
You're also all leveled up. Your gems are all high level and fancy and stuff.
I promise you, man. It's just broken.
I'm going to build. I've never played a monk, by the way, in Diablo Immortal since the technical alpha. So
That's what I was at too. And then I literally went from Essence rank 0 after I got the staff to this, and it just took a while. And it's been fun again.
wow, what kind
It
of kills
feels-
do you
it
pull
feels
in?
new. Like
is it
20-ish
like
usually.
how much?
Like 20-ish kills usually.
Really?
But I'm in the 12K bracket, so I'm with like big
Yeah.
people.
That's because you're a beast. All right, man. This is cool. I didn't realize that. Well, one, I would be potentially considering switching to monk. Said no one ever, but I guess now is a new time.
Well, see, I'm supposed to also use Slayer and stuff, so you basically just get infinite shields. That's the whole idea behind it.
Hmm.
Because you have Mountain Bank, you have that, and then you have the 30% evasion from the dash, plus you get a bunch of shields. So you just out tank stuff. Then you can get out with Breath of Life, which heals you and
Okay.
gives you movement speed. And since you're immune to knockback with a shield that's permanently up, you just run around in circles spinning your big
Baton.
big staff. I wanted to make a different joke, but I'm gonna keep it PG.
Thank you. Appreciate you. All right, so this is actually really easy. Nice. That portal, the beacons thing is a win. What do you think about
For sure.
what do you okay, first of all, your monk. How good is it for farming? I'm assuming there's a really good farming build.
Well, this is how you do it. Literally, you're looking right now.
Just run through stuff. Where the heck is the boss now?
I don't know. This thing popped up, so
Heck? It is a
thing's
little
kinda
wonky. It is a little wonky.
inconsistent. That's for sure.
The heck? Okay. What do you think about, how do you feel about the new familiars being able to run your bounties for you? You like that?
I like the familiars being able to do anything for me.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I get to be really lazy.
Yeah. At the end of the day, there's two different groups of people. One that say, why do you want your familiars to do stuff for you? Because you play the game to play the game.
Yeah,
And
but I
then-
don't have time to do everything.
Right. That's the other group, right? Like I don't play Diablo Immortal because I want to farm. I play Diablo Immortal because I want to do PvP.
Well, it's not even that. Like I enjoy the mindless farming. I got 2 that time. That was a good run.
Ooh.
I enjoy the farming. It's just I can't only be farming. I want to play PvP and stuff too. I have like
Yeah.
at most 2 hours a day, so it's like it's just a toss up, you know?
No, I agree. Now, so the familiar thing just dropped inside of the game today. By the time everyone's watching this, it's going to be yesterday. You can
I
send.
actually did it once already.
Yeah, but it takes 24 hours.
Not if you use all of them. Let me see if they're up. It
I don't
takes,
think you can.
Yes, you can. I just did it. It was 6 hours.
When I went in, I was only able to put one familiar on bounties, and I couldn't add another.
Do you have all legendaries? That could also be something to do with it.
No,
Like-
I don't. Obviously, stop showing off, bro.
Well, I don't know if that affects it. Like,
I also thought at one point in time that maybe the better familiars would be able to do these things quicker. I don't.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't have any legendary familiars as my my bound ones. I'm just my main guy. Yeah, let me see this.
Oh, I can't do it now, but
Huh.
they're all on this right now, doing them separately so you can get it done really quick.
Tower of, okay, so you have your towers. Yeah, so the Sanctum you could do one, Shadow Contracts you could do a bunch, Towers you could do a bunch depending. Yeah, but the bounties only let me do one. I wonder.
Well,
I'm gonna have to test that out a little
our
bit.
server also just reset, so it's at 0 and a 1. I was trying to show it, but
All good. All good. Okay. Can you go and check out the events really quickly? I want to see how much progress you've made on the gem surge. Yeah.
2,600 now.
Okay, so you actually made some decent progress. So,
We got 3 more.
So my goal is I'm trying to take my 3 out of 5 star Blood Soaked Jade to a 4 out of 5 star Blood Soaked Jade. Realistically, I'm not gonna be able to get 22 of those items, but I can get 7. I have 100 legendary crests I can run.
You can definitely get 7, especially because you get a weekly thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think the best value in the game right now for light spenders, I know this is not a light spender video, but for those people that just buy 2 out of 5 star legendary gems and those are the Legos that they wear, they can get all of them right now to 3 out of 5.
Oh yeah,
which is huge value. It only costs one of those things to get it to that next level, so it's huge.
I
for
would
those
honestly save it though, because the 4 out of 5s cost way more. Usually 3 out of 5, sometimes you can buy those for the same price.
Yeah, but they're not going to get enough of the items. You know.
Yeah, that's fair too.
They're going to be able to.
You guys had the mirrored jewels, right? So like.
Yeah.
Oh man, that bums me out that they that's so scammy.
But you didn't get it.
No. That they did it early, like right before this.
Well, it was supposed to count.
Yeah, I know. It's just. Oh wait, I didn't know it was supposed to count.
Yeah,
I knew it was like.
If you look at the note, it says that it's supposed. Go back to events real quick. I'll show you. Go to events and go to Gem Surge, and if you hit the info button up top, it says. Wait, I'm gonna log into my game and see if it's there.
Maybe they removed it. They're like,
maybe
nope.
They did. Maybe they did. I'm logging in on my phone right now just to see if it's in my server. I know we're in a different server.
It's all good.
Wow. Yeah, it said anything from, I think it was the 8th, January 8th, that had been used would be retroactive.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a whale event though, and I do wish they.
Yeah.
Well, not wish. I actually think they're doing a lot better with the free to play stuff, like giving people more things. Minus that last code. The last code was kind of. What the heck,
that was
man?
Garbage. What the heck was that?
That's what I mean.
Cosmetic for 3 days. I couldn't even figure out the gem thing. I didn't even. Who wants to use a gem for an hour?
That's what I mean. It was just like, what the.
And then I'm like, maybe there's a hack we can do where we could take that 5 star and like use it to upgrade. No, that didn't work.
I wish. I wanted to see if I can just replay it like this with the item. Oh, I can. I think that makes it so much quicker. But no, I mean, even with that graphics update, it seems like they redid some of the engine too, which means that they can do a lot more in the game. That was one thing I wanted to say, and that got me really excited, which was why I started spending a bit more again.
Nice. So that's what it takes to get whales to spend, huh?
Well, yeah, do something that's different. Like, if they added a PvP map, do you know how much, like, even just my server would probably go $1 million more?
Jesus. By the way, that note of the retroactive stuff is no longer in my game either. So that must have been edited out.
They removed it.
They must have removed it. Yep.
They watched your vid.
I don't know. I doubt it. They're over in California. They're still sleeping right now. But wow, that's funny. That's funny that we caught that. See, that's what happens. These updates come out. I hop on quick, man, and we see what we can grab.
This is one of the ones that I'm using mixed crests. We can see if the bug works or not.
What else are you liking about the game right now? I know that we've spoken a few times in the last couple of months. We haven't had you on a video, but you've said that you're actually happy with the game and the place that it is right now, which was great to hear.
Like the new essences, just the fact that they're doing creative stuff like that golem for Necro. First off, the big one was literally that huge visual update, which also looked like an engine update, which, like I said, that's massive because it means you can do more things. So like, for example, I'm going to go back to World of Warcraft because that was what a lot of us played. Wrath of the Lich King. I believe that was the first like huge engine upgrade that I like understood at least a bit. Then they added that Flame Leviathan boss where you literally get to drive a tank. That was like unimaginable in the last expansion before that. And that was like the coolest thing ever to me. So that was where my memory went from that. And that was like a nostalgia trip, I guess. And I'm like, sweet, this can be so much cool stuff for the game. If that makes any sense.
No, it does. I mean, they did do a nice thing with the that whole event was cool, like the World of Warcraft stuff. I'm sure that it made a lot of people kind of excited, those old WoW people.
I
did
wish the
see
Arathi Basin thing though wasn't just bots, because that mode was so cool.
which
But if
one?
you just queued the Arathi Basin, that was the World of Warcraft one, the PvP thing.
Oh yeah.
All they
I
had was like verse bots. Also, what's up with the boss here?
yeah. Yeah, where is the boss?
There was just nothing spawning for a little while there.
Yeah, I don't think it could keep up. I wonder if it's because it's still counting your gems by the time you start the next one or something. Like it's
Maybe.
going so quick,
Oh, we got something.
it's not processing. Um, you see that in the Chinese patch notes.
The Hearthstone thing?
Yeah, why are we getting
I'm
that?
really bummed we didn't get that. That's because of, I guess, like the whole auto thing here. Because if, do you want the translation of those?
I have them.
Oh, okay. No, I mean like the translation of that event screen.
Oh, I mean, sure. If you have it, you can send it to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I got it. It's in our Immortal Discord.
Okay, yeah, you send it to me later.
Alright. I was gonna say, so that was an auto battler event. So I'm
Oh,
assuming that means it was like Team Fortress or like Team Fight Tactics, not Team Fortress.
yeah.
Team Fight Tactics or like Hearthstone Battlegrounds, which more likely it was like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just really bummed because I love Hearthstone. I'm probably gonna go buy that Kerrigan portrait after this.
Hearthstone is it's cool. I'm not big into I like the whole IP of Hearthstone. I'm not big into the gameplay. I'm not a big card battler guy. But
I never really was either, but I think I just like the IP, like you said, and I
tell you,
enjoy
man.
it because it's goofy. Like there was a deck before where you could just fill your board with clowns and basically win the game.
Yeah.
That was one of the like most fun things I did. I just like stuff like that. It's kind of like how I like turning people into a chicken in this game. Plus the druid thing getting announced, so I guess I was right with our little mess up last time.
It wasn't announced, man. It was leaked. It was leaked, and I have it
Yeah.
confirmed. I'm actually in touch with the data miner that confirmed that. We speak on a regular basis now. But yeah, so I actually last night I streamed some Diablo 4 because season 7 just started, and I was
Yeah.
playing as the druid. I want to get warmed up, get warm. Where the hell? Why is the boss all the way at the?
I didn't even notice he spawned. I was like, wait a second.
Oh my god, that's weird. You must have been right here when he spawned, and it spawned through
Yeah,
the wall.
probably. I feel like it's always the furthest away.
Yeah. You know what else would be great? If they didn't have the boss spawn for the one AFK guy that's still at the entrance.
Oh my gosh, that is the worst thing. Especially like if you're helping people in challenge rifts and it's like you're on a timer.
You just got 2 right there as well, bro.
Yes, I did. It's a good day. Well, it's so supposedly we have the boosted rate too for every rift you run.
Oh, right. Right, you're right. Can we look at the
Yeah,
stats
right
of
here.
that? Yeah, what is that? Increases the rate 5-star legendary gems, limited time event.
Yeah, it doesn't say anything really about how much it increases. It
Wait,
just
it says the 16th through the 22nd. Today's the 22nd, right?
this is oceanic, so it's probably like Asia way
Okay.
of doing it. Well, never mind. That doesn't make sense either.
I gotta check it out in mine. I don't want to miss that. I got a bunch to run myself, so.
Well, it's the 23rd here, also, because
Oh,
the server just went over.
So that wouldn't work because that says the 22nd. Okay.
Well, no, it says the 22nd through the February 16th.
Oh, it said February. I thought it said January.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So how many more? How much have you spent? So like, how much more of these do we have to run? I completely have no idea.
That is a great question. We have 65 plus
10 more.
probably like 85.
Okay, cool. So that quickly, my man right here spent himself $600 because he wanted one 5-star legendary gem.
Yep.
His 4-star wasn't enough, and because here's more, and because you also wanted.
I have so many of these
Gem
things
power.
to upgrade that no, I don't even need gem power. That's the issue. Like I haven't used the free stuff that we got in that update yet. It's just I've been lazy. If I'm being honest, I've just been lazy.
What do you think of the Wolfhort gem?
I think it's the strongest, one of the like top 3 strongest gems in the game.
Oh yeah, that
For sure.
BSJ
Like
and
I'm using it. I'm using it. I think rolling consequences is like the strongest because it's crit for PvP.
yeah.
Then I think Jade's up there. Crit move speed. Starfire's up there, and then Wolfheart's up there, which I'm using in I think Swin.
Why no bottled hope for you? I feel like that's a lot of people's favorite.
don't know. I just don't like it.
Oh, okay.
It just I always like I tried it a while ago and I don't know. I just didn't feel like it did anything. I know it does, but like I guess I hit hard enough already. It doesn't feel like
See,
that little damage buff is worth anything.
this
Whereas
is
I could
what's
just
so
have another
funny.
effect.
I talked to you, like, why don't you like Blood-Soaked Jade? Well, because I don't like it.
Exactly.
But I talk to other people like that aren't in your position in the game, and I guess I can consider myself too. We're hungry for like the best. Like, what's the best one that I could use? What's gonna give me the biggest advantage for my money? But you don't
Well,
even
no,
give a sh-
it
you
is
don't
the
care.
best. It's just like I just want to play how I want to play, man.
It's funny. I like
I
that,
have
man.
fun. I mean, I get to compete at the higher brackets in the legend bracket anyway here, so it's like, I'm still competitive. I'm usually doing pretty solid with like kills and junk.
Yeah.
So you go first.
I was just gonna say. By the way, I'm sitting at my desk freezing right now. It's like it was -4
Dude,
degrees here in
don't
New
even
York.
get me started. It
Oh,
was
so
like that
cold.
here too. I think it was like -16 here.
Oh my god. I don't remember where you are, and you don't have to share it because we're in a video, but it's so cold,
I'll
man.
share the state. I'm in Pennsylvania.
Oh,
So.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Florida, Texas getting snow. What the heck is going
Dude,
on,
we got
man?
a ton of snow too. But yeah, no, Texas getting it is insane. Florida, I can kind of see.
I don't know. I can't. Florida?
Well, I've heard people say it snowed there before. Texas, I've never in my life heard anybody say it
No, it
snowed there
snowed.
before.
It snowed in Texas a few years ago.
I don't remember that.
I remember. I have a couple of friends from Texas, and it snowed, and it was like mass. I mean, they're off from work and school today and yesterday.
That's insane.
Georgia off from school. Yeah, crazy.
Meanwhile, my road's still a sheet of ice, and I'm going out today.
Yeah, of course. Well, we don't stay. I
I
mean,
wonder how this
we're used
works.
to it.
This is Guardian Gauntlet, plus it should skip to the end. So I wonder what's gonna happen here. Is it just gonna like insta?
You're gonna get multiple bosses.
I did. That's the like. That one was supposed to like insta die. I think.
I'll tell you, this Guardian Gauntlet, it's a little bit buggy, man. It's definitely not smooth. There's another 5-star for you.
Oh, it's 3 out of 5.
Oh man, Hilts of Many Realms.
I'm excited though, because I've been looking for that rolling consequences for like, I want to say upward of 6 months. It's got to be close to 6 months now, and just none are on the market. So you just
Yeah.
gotta wait. Then when this event comes around, and you get to pick one. It's like, woo!
I mean, it is the whale event, right? Like, it's the event that's
Yeah.
catered to the whales that are going to spend the big money to get the gem they want. And that's fine. Like, I mean...
Well, it needs those, because that's how you get the game funded to keep giving all the new
Yeah,
stuff.
I
which...
agree. They're not making bank off my $5 battle pass. Did you
Yep.
get the Phantom Market cosmetic, or do you plan to, or not?
Well, I was kind of debating. Can I be honest, man?
Yeah.
This one is like the ugliest skin I've seen them make.
Really?
But like
I don't hate it.
the snake thing,
Yeah,
the
I like
effect
snakes
is
too.
really cool.
This is a cool trailer.
I think so too, but I think the skin itself, like, I think they could have done that hat so much cooler. Like, imagine that being a crown and the snake like goes on top of it instead of like that. I think that would have been the sickest thing. This I really liked about it. But this was like the only reason I was thinking about getting it, and it's not even that like good looking.
Oh wait, what is?
That-
Yeah, wait a second. What is this?
This is the monk. Oh, this?
Yeah,
You can
this
just change your
polish.
different armor.
Yeah,
And
this is
you can
new.
change. Yeah, it's actually extra money after you unlock the skin.
Oh, so you could
pay for this, then you have to pay for that on top of it.
You want extra
Right
bling on your cosmetic? $170 isn't enough? Polish that thing up. I wonder how
Yeah,
much does it cost for
basically.
that?
I don't know. I didn't unlock it.
Hmm.
I can ask.
No, it's fine. I'll figure it out myself. I forgot about the polish. Yeah. Okay, so what'd you get?
So
A couple
we're at
more
10
here?
right now. Yeah, we're at 10 of the whatever. I can't remember what they're
10.
called.
You need
The
22.
jades.
I wonder if
Yeah.
22 is going to be with the weekly gifted ones as well. Like if that's it.
I have a feeling that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You can definitely get it just by running rifts like this, which I'll probably eventually do.
What do you think of the new 13K wings, man?
I think they're lackluster, but also I kind of like that personally, because it's like, I don't know. They're not like showy and gold, and that's all you can really see on your screen. They're just really big.
Mm-hmm.
They're like these, but well, you have a picture. They're like these, but bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I thought they were pretty cool too. I'm gonna actually put them on the thumbnail of this video.
Yeah.
They're cool looking. But 13K, man. So that means, wait, do you have any gems in your cape or anything like that, or no? Or wing gems?
Lots of them.
Oh, jeez.
Those are those.
Can you go into the resonance screen for that? Something that people don't often see.
Yeah, I gotta redo a lot of this. This is the part that I've been lazy with. Like, I can upgrade all these.
Wait
a
a second.
lot.
You know, right, that you can make the gem dormant?
Yeah, I know. I just, like I said, I've been lazy. I still have all the GP from that and stuff. I'm probably
Because
around 9.2k resonance.
because you could take all the gem power out of your primary gem, put it all into the secondary gems, and then pull it on over, and then you're gonna have so much
Even
gem power, bro.
even some of these though, like this one has like 1,000 something GP extra in it. So does this one. There's a lot of them, man. I'm lazy.
So you're running rifts because you don't want to do the stuff.
Well, I'm running risks because I want to upgrade my rolling consequences. That'll be the only thing I upgrade. Then I'll ignore my wing gems like normal.
Oh my gosh. Well, that was actually another huge. I thought it was a bug, but it's actually a pretty great feature. It made.
Yeah, no, I'm very glad it's there. It's just I was so scared to use it at the beginning because I didn't want to crunch like any of the 5 out of 5s I have.
I was worried for different reasons, but yeah. For anyone that doesn't know, you could actually take, as long as you have your gem. What is it? I think you could even get resonance at rank 4, right?
Yeah, it is rank
Awaken.
4 now. Yeah.
So you can, when your gem is awakened, you can make the primary gem dormant, and you could take the gem power from that and put it into the secondary gems that are within the awakening slot, and then you could resonate the gem, make it come back to life with the gem power that's in the gems that are inside of it, inside of the resonance slots. Last run?
Yes, it is. And
all right.
Also, the thing I wanted to say, just so people don't get upset with it, one of my warband members had a very good idea for a video for you, and I wanted to share it with you.
Okay, what is it?
They said you should test the spawn rates of the new zones because they said they increased the spawn rate of Ancient Cradle and whatever. I forget what the other one is.
I think it was like Dark Wood or one of the old school ones.
And I think that Night Howler spot would be a great spot to farm. Just saying,
yeah,
especially if the spawn rate increased.
Boss is at the entrance, bro.
Oh wait, I thought it was at the other corner.
Maybe.
Oh, it is at the entrance.
It's at the entrance. Yeah, I actually am happy about that because there's been the whole AFK farming issue. Everyone complains about AFK farmers. So I guess
yours all in Southern Dreadlands too?
Yeah, like crazy.
Yeah.
You could never farm there.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It used to be the library. The library is actually more open now, but the Southern Dreadlands is the spot. Ooh, you got a BSJ, baby.
Yeah. I can't use that right now though. But
Well,
I'll take it.
It's always happy. I'm always happy.
Yeah,
to
no,
get one of
I'm
those.
happy because that means I get another rolling consequences.
All right, so you ran all of that. Let's take a look at where you are on that whole unlock progression. And then you're gonna run a Heliquary boss?
I have 10 minutes until my warband runs it. So if you're cool with waiting till then,
Yeah.
yeah, I will gladly do it then. Okay, I couldn't figure it. My brain like farted when I was looking for the gem search.
Okay, so let's go to upgrade. Let's see.
We're at
how many you have.
11 then. It's up here. You can just check up here.
Oh, Polished Shades 11. All right, you need 11. You're halfway there. So
You
how the heck
actually
do you
get a
get the rest of them?
Decent amount. You run Crest.
Ugh.
Run Crest and then this Phantom Market here. This is like, I think it's $1,700, one of my friends said, for everything.
$1,700.
Yeah, US dollars.
Well, that shows you the value that you're getting from the other market, from the Phantom Gallery, because it costs you $400 for the 5-star, but to do this Gem Surge, it costs you $1,700.
Here's the thing, because 5-stars still sell for 640k. At least some of them do.
Yeah.
Like Rolling Consequences does. That's 900 or 800. Yeah, no. $970 or $870. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Wow.
But just like flat to that. So if you think about it like that, you're literally getting one for less than half price, plus you get all the other stuff. So it is a good value if you're a whale. I would not spend this kind of money if you cannot afford to spend this kind of money.
Yes.
That's very important.
Yes. I agree. All right, so you have 10 minutes until your warband run, right?
Yes, I
Alright.
should actually start making that now, probably.
All right, nighttime. So we're finally getting into this Heliquary raid. Tell me about this. What is it? Vogmeric the Tormentor.
All right, so he's got a couple of cool phases, then I can explain some cool little tips. But before
Cool.
we get this started, I want to give a shout out to AK. His name's Kenshin right now, because he gave us some videos in the past, and he is always willing to help with videos.
Appreciate
He's a
it, man.
12K resonance player from OCE here. He does a bunch of PvP content. If you want to check
12K.
him out.
What's even 12K now with 13K out? I'm just kidding.
I know, but it's still insane, man.
I know it is. I know.
All right. Oh wait, I think I have an internet browser open. Give me a second, because I'm lagging like crazy.
Oh boy.
I just opened something else.
You're gonna die. Don't die.
I won't die, man. I'm a whale. Whales don't die.
Shoot.
I even had time to alt tab. But he's gonna split into these spikes unless I do enough damage, which we might here.
Okay.
Yeah, here. And they're always in the same spot, so this you have to run down and out this way. The second phase is going to third phase he's going to do it in a different way where you have to go to the left side then.
Okay.
It literally feels like a raid boss compared to any of the other ones, which is awesome to me. So like here you're gonna get a DPS check. He splits into two guys, one at the top, one at the bottom, like this.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the part where most people get stuck on early because you have like I think 15 seconds to kill both of these, or you just die and the raid's over.
Huh.
But that's what I mean, like, so that's the part people fail on. Then he splits into a bunch of little dudes. You can't touch the wall either with the spikes.
Oh, okay. Huh. Wow. Is it close in?
Yeah, that's what it was just doing with the DPS check. So if it closes all the way in, you just wipe. And he does that at the very end also.
Oh, this does
But
look tough.
after this, we get to play Space Invaders.
Curious
right
to
here.
what that actually looks like.
Well, this isn't supposed to happen, but this was the second phase I was talking about, where he like splits. Oh, I can't target him. So here's Space Invaders.
The heck is that? What do you mean by that?
We'll see, it's moving.
Yeah.
Now wait, see they're gonna spawn up there.
Oh, that's
You have to
funny.
avoid those. It's Space Invaders.
Sheesh. That's actually a pretty cool mechanic this one has.
That's what I mean. Like this
Yeah.
one's like the most fun I have seen, like by any standards in this boss.
And this is the
Now it
highest level
dodges.
one?
Well, this is Inferno to unlock Inferno 5 right now. So
Yeah.
it's 45,000. That was literally my only complaint is the CR is too high for this, that people don't get to have the fun with it. Because this is it's insanely well made. Like I haven't had fun like this in this game in PvE since probably like a year ago.
Yeah. Well, this is cool. So the problem that a lot of people are having is they're just not having the combat rating to get to this level so they
Well,
can get to Inferno 5.
Even whales don't unless you have a bunch of triple like select green items. So it's like how can they expect them to anybody else to?
Yeah.
But I kind of get it because it seems like they just don't want people to pre-farm now.
They don't like that, you don't think?
Well, it's the only thing I can think of making the combat rating so high you won't have it until, XX90.
I don't know why they would care though about pre-farming. I don't look
I
at it as
don't
an
either,
issue.
but it's just like this is the part where he pulls everybody in. Then
I mean, you got
it's
almost
supposed to
dead.
start at 70 million, yeah. So see the walls are pulling in now again. That's what he does with all the chains. And that would just kill you.
Nice work,
But yeah,
bro.
no, that's one of the best bosses I've seen in Lord knows how long.
Dude, at this point, you spent $600 in the game. You took us through buying all of the things, getting all the chests, getting your 5-star rolling consequence, running all the legendary rifts. Elder Rifts and seeing what that portal does, which was actually really cool too. And you showed us the I-5 boss, which now we know the mechanic and how to beat him when we get there, once our combat rating gets there. So, dude, I appreciate you coming through, man. It's been a while since I've had you on the channel, but I'm glad that we meet up every once in a while just to catch up, do some things. So, any last things you want to say? Too. I get the feeling you got something you want to say.
God bless. If anybody needs to talk, you know, I'm always here on OCE, whether it's about, you know, anything. Even if you're just feeling lonely, man, come over and give me a chat. Because I'm willing to listen to anybody.
Appreciate it, man.
But,
appreciate you coming through as well.
Stay healthy. And thanks for having me again, man.
You got it, man. We'll do it again soon. Take care, guys. Today, I'm going to do something inside of Diablo Immortal that I have never done before, at least not since the test versions of the game, talking about the technical alpha and all of those types of gameplay. In addition to that, I'm going to be exploring the Phantom Market cosmetic in depth here today. So stay tuned, don't miss out on it, but this is something that I'm really excited about, actually. If you watched my video yesterday, I met up with Nighttime. He spent about 600 bucks inside of the game. We got to see exactly what you get from doing the Phantom Gallery, what type of rewards you get, and actually it costs approximately $400 to get all of this, which, crazy thing is, it's about half the price as if you were to buy the stuff in the market. So it's actually a great value if you're a spender, at least. That's for that video. You can go check that one out from yesterday. But in watching him play, it made me want to do one thing, and that was class change. Let me get a guess right now what class you think I'm going to be changing to inside of this video. It's something you probably would have never guessed, and I wouldn't have either until seen his account in action. This is something, guys, that I never really thought I would do, at least not for a very, very long time. Tempest, newest class inside of the game. Demon Hunter, a class which I actually really want to jump back to. I think it's quite strong. The Wizard, no real need to be the Wizard. We spent a lot of time as the Barbarian. Crusader, we were just hanging out as now. Necromancer, you know I love. Blood Knight, the second to newest class, which right now is kind of meh, but still really great. Yeah, boys, we're going to actually class change to the Monk. A class which I hold 0 essences on. I have nothing on the Monk. But we are going to go ahead and be a Monk right here today. I may actually spend a minute here and do a little bit of the cosmetic stuff to try and make them look kind of cool. I don't know. I've never, let's just dive into it. I don't know what I'm going to do right here. We could change the gear too? Oh no, that's just the preview of the gear. Okay, do we want to go with him, or him? We're going to go with this guy right here. Skin tone, we're going to go with that. Do I want him to have hair? Oh boy. I think these hairstyles are, that's actually kind of cool. It's like Wolverine looking. We want to go with white hair, or can I go with a custom color? Yeah, let's go with the yellow. Does it let me do that? Yeah, there we go. Yellow hair. Okay. Do we want any facial hair? Let's go with... we could go with something like this. Very much like a monk. But I think I'm actually going to go with this one right... Wait, there's no one with a mustache. No mustaches whatsoever. We'll go with that one right there. And we're going to go over here. Position, we don't change any of that. We do go with some facial markings, though, when I typically like something that's pretty dark looking. I like the dark looking, crazy looking things. So like something like that or something like that. Let's go ahead and do, let's do that one right there. And we could change the color to, let's just go straight up black. Yeah, I think that's as good as we can get right there. And eye color, we'll go red. Eyebrows, I don't care. Facial things, let's go with this one right here, as dark around the eyes as we can get. And we confirm this is our monk. And what I need to do is actually take this into action, because man, I have, like I said, no essences. I don't even know what skills to use with this class anymore. It is a class that I have researched the least, having never done anything with this. All right, so I'm literally where I don't even know what the skills do. Oh boy. Okay, we have a dash skill. That's good. This is going to be a complete mess when we're trying to do something with it in just in the open world. What? Oh, I'm wearing the cosmetics, so he looks like that. Okay, I have no charm for the monk. Absolutely nothing. Let's go ahead and let's change the skills up. Let's see what skills we maybe want to use. I don't even know what. Deadly Reach, Fist of Thunder. Okay, sure. Exploding Palm. Let's use that one right here. Let's use... man, I don't know any of these. Absolutely none of them. Shield of Zen. We don't need a shield. We'll get rid of that one. Wave of Light. Let's use that one right here. And Wave Strike. We'll use that one right... maybe we won't. Maybe we won't. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm going to go with. Now, a few things that I do need to do. Oh, he's actually... What we could do is we could move the speed skill switch slot into where I typically do like my movement skills. So that'll at least be the same. I could pick up a few things in Shady Stock, which is going to be good. We could use literally everything right now because, see, everything we could use. That's an essence right there that I never had before. And we can come on over here and we could do our gambling of our 10 pieces of gear. Remember, that's a new essence right there. All of these items give me some type of an essence that can do something. There's another one right there. I actually bought an extra one. So, wow. Okay, this is actually a really good thing. I have a whole bunch of legendary pieces of gear as well, but at least now we've gotten some things over here that we can utilize and maybe start putting some builds together. Because I'm going to take you to the essence transfer in a moment. It's sad looking. Anything that was stronger here though. Damage loss of control, fortitude. This one's actually it's fine. It's fine. Nothing crazy. Same thing here. Damage onto undead, crit. Nope. Okay. Let's actually go on over to the essence transfer and see what we have in store, because what I believe, man, movement is it all feels kind of weird. It all feels kind of weird. Check this out. We have nothing for the monk. This is going to be quite the grind to put something together with this class that does anything decent. What I want to do is, first of all, I want to go into this Phantom Market, because thanks to Blizzard, I was gifted with the Phantom Market cosmetic. Thank you so much, Blizzard, for the gift. Let's get into it today. If you guys recall, it costs approximately $700 to get all of this Phantom Market cosmetic stuff. But there's even more features here that can make it a little bit different regarding, you know, what the cosmetic fully looks like. I'm trying to find out where that, okay, it's right here. Look, so if I want, this is the cosmetic. You got this snake going around you, right? If I want to get the tempering, it costs more orbs. If I want to get the polishing, it costs more. I think it's 4,500 more orbs for the tempering, which changes the look of the snake. And for the polishing, it's another 6,000 orbs. But let's get the cosmetic first. We're going to do our draws here, see what kind of order we get everything in. All right, we got ourselves a weapon cosmetic. Remember, we do get all of these items on the side as well as we accumulate our draws. Let's do our second draw. We got another cosmetic for the weapon. Draw number 3. Got the emote. This is about right in the order that we get things, right? This is approximately... Oh, we actually got the portal at an earlier stage. This is a pretty cool looking portal, if you ask me. I actually love the portal cosmetic. And although it's a little bit controversial, not everyone feels that way, I like the cosmetic as well. Probably not my favorite on the monk, but none of the cosmetics are my favorite on the monk. And that is a cool looking weapon, man. Ooh. I absolutely love that. Torment upon torment. That's pretty sweet. They're all unlocked. Now remember, the portal that we got, this armor, the portal that we got is on all classes, cross-class. The armor, though, it's only on the class that we unlock it on. That armor, these ones down below. The one up top, the primary, will be cross-class. All right, what do we got right here? Twilight armor. Cool. We got one more armor piece, which I think is actually cool, but instead we're getting the ultimate, which we're going to get a little example of what... Oh, that snake coming down from above. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I really do. We got 2 more to pull. There is the Torment armor. Pretty cool looking. I like the hands, the weapons that were really the coolest. And then we're going to unlock the final draw, which brings us the... Okay, we got ourselves an avatar frame. We got ourselves the character background. Oh, we got to actually implement the background. We got ourselves the nimbus that goes around the character as well. And, of course, the cosmetic itself across all different classes, which is where this brings in the most value. Again, these are not cheap, but at least they are cross-class cosmetics, and you could use them anyway. Now, look at this. It gives you the option to refine your cosmetic. This is... Oh, that's a nice banner we got there, too. This is where it gets crazy. 4,500 orbs if I want to add tempering. 6,000 orbs if I want to add polishing. They both say tempering, though, for some reason. And you could look at the color, polish. That is a lot of orbs just to change the color of a cosmetic, in my opinion. I think the Phantom Market cosmetics are expensive. I think they look great. I would probably not spend my orbs on the polishing or on the tempering personally. Now, I'm not done because we still have to do a few things over here. I've accumulated these rewards as well. We've gotten this portal bound to the monk. We've gotten this emote. We've gotten this emote, and we have unlocked another now bound to the monk portal. Unfortunately, unless if I do fall in love with the monk. The monk is probably in its best and strongest spot ever right now. So what we need to do now, keep in mind, we did also just spend quite a bit. So when we go to Gem Surge, you're going to see we have a lot of progress down here as well. We are going to collect all of this stuff. It's all going to come through. And remember I was saying that I was trying to get my gems up in level. We already got ourselves up to the 5. We need to get 7 to get ourselves to get this Blood-Soaked Jade from a 4 to a 5 star, which is going to be really ideal. If I wanted to go from a 4 to a 5 star, that was going from a 3 to a 4 star, I'm sorry. From 4 to 5, it would cost 22, which could get quite costly. So, yeah, that's not something that we were going to be doing. That's not going to be where I focus my efforts. But I actually want to go in and let's do a little bit of an open world farm, okay? Now, this build is very not good. It's not even a build as of yet. And actually, while we're out here, I want to make sure and I want to test out these cosmetics that we just got as well and put my frames and things like that into perspective. So let's come on over here. Let's check out the frame that we got. We did just get this frame. I'm going to equip it and a banner image as well. We're going to equip that too. I like it. I like that. All right, let's see what we got going on here. What these actual attacks look like at all. I honestly have no idea. Okay. This... Man, look at how long it's taking me to take down this yellow. I have really got to get at least a basic build down because I am not throwing a lot of damage. Not that I expected to. When you have no essences, it's like starting the game from scratch. You really have to start building some stuff up. So this is not going to be like a fun experience trying to unlock all of this stuff. It's going to be a bit of a grind of an experience. But I'll tell you what, we're not doing the worst, to be honest with you. Let's actually go to my cosmetics really quickly. I am here. I am wearing all of the items. Now we have the right portal, the right weapons, we have the aura and everything going on. And we also, by the way, we got our banner right here. And we do have these fireworks that we can use as well, the celebratory fireworks. You could use those in West March. That's going on right now because of the time. Now, I really was excited to switch classes to the monk. Look at here's the portal, the back side of the portal in action. Oh, it actually sent us through. I wasn't sure it was going to send us through because of the attacks that were coming in on me right there. But let's get in here and see what we could do against some of these guys as well. Reason that I switched to this class is it's actually a pretty viable class in PvP with some of the newest essences. I will be bringing you guys some builds on this stuff, and it's kind of cool because not a lot of people right now are using the monk. It's not a popular class, but it is becoming more and more viable with some of the latest essence updates. Do I know exactly what all those essences do as of yet? Nope, I don't. But we will soon, and we will be experimenting both in PvE and PvP. So you could probably look forward to at least 2 build videos coming for the monk. And maybe we can make a monk movement or something. More people for the monk. I don't know. We'll have to see. Tell you what though, farming isn't the worst. It's definitely not a, you know, just run through everything and farm. I need to get that spinning... People have that spinning like baton that goes in front. You just kind of run through everything. That's the essence that I need, and I don't exactly know what that essence is, but we'll figure it out, we'll get it, and we'll be good to go. Yeah, I've always called the monk the acrobat of Diablo Immortal, the one class that just bounces everywhere off the walls and does all that kind of stuff, which is fun. Here's another look at the portal, going into it from the front side. I think it's cool looking. I do. Well, now we get to experience it. It has literally been, I have to say, it's been about 3 years since we've played as a monk. And that was before the game even came out. The monk was one of my favorite classes, actually, in the alphas. I thought it was a really fun class. But then it always seemed a little bit lackluster in what it was able to do in really all elements of the game, in my opinion. But I think, like I said, times may be changing, which can make this a little bit more fun. And to be fair, I think it's a lot of fun to play a class that everyone's not playing right now, although most likely more people will be, being that the viability of monk in battlegrounds is improving. So we're just kind of running through a bunch of this stuff right now just to see how it works in open world. I'm going to be spamming a whole bunch of dungeons. I'll probably get it with a couple of friends, throw it on follow a little bit as well so that I can not... Because, again, this is not optimal combat. This is suboptimal combat. So I'm going to probably rely on a couple of friends to pull me through some things. I have Heliquary tomorrow with this, which is going to be absolutely brutal. And then we're going to try and make our way to putting a build together. I'm sure I'll have some kind of a build together soon enough for us. And again, I do have all of the legendary gear that I could unlock. You know, actually, how long? I'm wondering how long do I have before I actually need to use all that legendary gear. I'm talking about this stuff right here in my bag. I've got 100 pieces. When is the next Inferno difficulty? Next Inferno difficulty is going to be Paragon 700. That's going to be 10 weeks. Where are we at now? What are we at now? We are at 6. It's 14 weeks away. That's like 3 months. I could probably use a lot of this stuff right now and pull in a bunch of the essences, to be honest with you. What I should do though is do it in slow fashion so that I don't want to get to the mercy, so that when I turn in those essences, I don't get rewarded for them, if you know what I mean. So I'm probably gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it in a way that I'll maybe pull out 20 different legendary pieces of gear per day. Plus, we're gonna farm a bunch, like we just got one right there. Let's actually start it right here. We'll do it right now. We're gonna go over here, and we are gonna use 20 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Also gonna use these chests as well. Maybe we'll get something out of them, I don't know. And who knows if this is even all fitting in my bag. It may have to go in my satchel. We'll grab this as well. Boom. Clean out all these because we got just so much of these chests lying around. That looks good to me. Is everything here? We're not full yet. Let's salvage everything. And then we're going to go to the identifier. And honestly, we've probably gotten so many pieces of gear. These are all essences right now. All essences that we can use. And honestly, none of the gear... I got to make sure that suffering loss of control. This is crit damage to shield. This is actually a... I don't need the loss of control anymore piece of gear. That was something that was really specific for the Crusader. So I could potentially put on something here. A new weapon, crit damage increased, 2240, fortitude, strength. It's actually lower in fortitude and strength. This one's higher in fortitude. I'm going to equip this one. Equip. Don't transfer. There's not even essences. Yeah, we're not going to inherit any essences. Cool. This here, boom, boom, nothing that we need right there. Everything else are just going to be essences. So let's actually go to our essence transfer and submit them all, because none of the gear is going to be anything that we are going to need to use for power. But look at all the essences. These are all essences right here. And we're getting a couple of transmogs. Boom. You have not selected a loyalty bonus. Yes, we don't need to worry about the loyalty bonus just yet. These are all of the new essences that we're getting because we are now the monk. There are going to be a ton of these that are going to be popping up. So upon that note, getting all of this great stuff, embarking on a new journey as a monk inside of the game, I urge all of you to follow me on that journey in case you're looking for a class that's underplayed inside of the game, probably to be on the uptick because of its liability or its reliability in PvP. I'm just excited to do something new that I wasn't expecting to do for a very, very long time. Let me know if you decide to embark on the Phantom Market, if you were also doing the Phantom Gallery to get yourself that 5-star legendary gem, or if you just had luck pulling your free pull inside of the Phantom Market. Did you get anything really good with that first pull? Hope you have a great day. Appreciate all you guys. And I'll tell you, I have been kind of falling in love even deeper with action RPGs. I played a little bit of Diablo 4 on stream the other night. Big shout out to everyone that came through and that was part of that live stream. I did it right here on the channel and over on Twitch. It's on the channel as a video if you want to see what happened. I played as a class that will soon be coming to Diablo Immortal. I know you know what I'm talking about. I'll see you later. This is the video, this is the story you've all been waiting to hear. Today, I have a member of the whale community here to discuss with all of us and shed some light on the whale side of the story from all of the topics regarding account sharing, account buying, and all of those topics that really seem to upset a lot of people in today's video. Not only are we getting one whale's perspective, but the perspective of his entire group and his entire community. About a week ago, he and I started talking. I thought that his perspective was important to listen to, so I invited him onto the channel, which he thought was a good idea so that we could all finally hear from this group of people that have yet to be heard. So, as I said, we're calling him Mr. W. I appreciate you coming to the channel. I know you're kind of going out on a limb here today, talking amongst everyone here on the channel regarding and for the whale community, but we know why you're here. We know that everyone, you want everyone to hear your perspective. So what's your motive for this? Why do you want to come to this channel, and why do you care what everyone thinks of the whale community, and why do you care that your side of things is heard?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your channel. I very much look forward to this conversation. Yeah, you know, I'm here because I think it goes without saying that, as you briefly mentioned, there's been a lot of controversy and heated discussion around some of these recent topics involving not just individual whales, but like communities and clans and servers and whatnot. For the most part, I think our community kind of goes, and we're all fans of the YouTube community, and we watch the videos, believe it or not. We actually comment, subscribe, we do all those different things. But with the recent rash of videos, unfortunately, it was just kind of sitting unwell with me because I heard a lot of things reported that were kind of reported as, and I'm using air quotes here, the unequivocal truth, but it was really misinformed and contained a lot of inaccurate details and false narratives. So, as you mentioned, there's always two sides to a story. I wanted to shed light from a whale community perspective. Now, I don't represent all whales, but I did, reach out to a few, and I think it was very supportive of this, just basically speaking out and representing that it's not all doom and gloom. There is a whole culture and community out there of people who spend on the game. So instead of some of these other, videos where you're getting secondhand or third-hand or information through informants and rumorville, I wanted to bring it to you straight from the horse's mouth, like as someone who lives and breathes in that community, who understands the culture behind it. I wanted to do it on this channel because you've always been pretty level-headed. I like your content. You're always intellectually neutral and allow people to draw their own conclusions, which is my goal as well. So instead of tackling like specific people or names, I want to look at it more like as a larger issue, right? What's the larger issue at hand? How can maybe Blizzard address this stuff? And I feel like it's a much more productive path forward than, having an angry mob sort of cancel culture mentality, which we're kind of seeing displayed in certain pockets. So I hope that we can have a productive conversation.
Well, first, I have a few things to say about that. First of all, I appreciate you coming to my channel. I purposefully try and take a neutral stance in my videos because I know I have watchers, viewers, and honestly friends on both sides of this story. So
Yeah.
it's my neutral position is intentional. And I actually get quite a bit of hate sometimes for being in that neutral position, but I think that it's the best spot for me personally, to take. And I appreciate you coming to the channel to talk about all of this here. I also appreciate
Sure.
that you took the time not only to come up with your own thoughts, but to converse with everyone from your community, or at least a large number of people. By the way, the community was all supportive of this interview happening, so I think that that's also a really great thing. So why don't we dive into one of the first topics, and this is probably what people want to know about the most, the account buying and selling. Is it real, and what are your thoughts about it? I mean, I know that this doesn't just happen in Diablo Immortal, but let's focus it in on Diablo Immortal right now. So what are your thoughts on account buying and selling?
Yeah, no, I think it's a fascinating topic. I'm glad we're able to cover it. The short and simple answer is yes, it absolutely exists, right? So before, people are like shocked and appalled and they start clutching their pearls, I just want to frame it just as you just said, right? Let's just take a step back and examine the reality here of the situation. Like, as much as people hate to admit it, all the stuff that we just talked about, what you just listed, sharing, trading, selling, buying, it has literally been part of like every online Blizzard game for the past decade. It's pretty ubiquitous for basically all online games in general. This is nothing new, right? So, and people out there, your listeners, your watchers, your subs, anyone who's a legit gamer understands this. It's kind of like this sort of part and parcel of the gaming environment, right? And I would say anyone who acts like they're holier than thou and pretends otherwise, I think they're just kidding themselves, right? So you have to understand that this happens not only at a high res level, it even happens at a low res level. Like, this is not even exclusive to a whale activity. If you remember Diablo 2, it's like one of the most beloved and heralded Diablo games in the franchise history, right?
True.
And yet it was fraught with this. Like, how quickly people forget, right? People used to grind up level 99 characters and sell them. People used to hire people to grind for them when they're on vacation, right? People would even sell names, like $20, $30. You want my name? I'll sell the rights to you, and I'll change my name, and you can have like. It was running rampant, right? So now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here endorsing like, okay, let's violate TOS, or if it's right or wrong, or this is what we should do. What I'm trying to say is that this has sort of been a fabric of Blizzard games for a long time. So if we really want to address this, like purely address this, then what we have to do is we can't take this very siloed and narrow point of view of just saying, okay, well, let's just simply ban anything and everything that moves, right? We have to come up with a more practical, real-world solution for this. Otherwise, you'd be only combating the symptoms. You're not addressing a flawed system, right? So you ban one account, but like, how is that preventing other TOS violations to occur, right? So let's take a step back here, and I want to frame this carefully. I want to give people the context because some of your listeners may not be aware of this. There may be Diablo Immortal might be their first Diablo game or their first Blizzard game. So let's kind of set up the real world premise here, right? So at the end of the day, Blizzard, this online video game platform, it's all a business, right? And in a business, money talks, whether you like it or not. That's the bottom line. It doesn't take a free-to-play or a whale to understand this concept. So let's take a look at Diablo Immortal. Right? You got heavy spenders, and they're basically the main lifeblood of the game's revenue. So it's their revenue stream, to be honest, that really keeps the game afloat. Now, obviously, other stuff factor in, right? But the heavy spenders is the lifeblood of the game. So the reason why Blizzard can continue to pay developers to design and create new content, the reason why they can continue to do game balancing or bug fixes or patch updates and whatever, like all this stuff is funded by these heavy spenders. That's sort of their mainstream. And I can tell you, like, full transparency, I don't personally work for Blizzard, but I have friends and I know developers who are working there right now, who have worked there in the past. They even play like this game, not for this game in particular, but I know that play for other games. And I can assure you, I've had conversations with them. They know exactly what is going on with each account. They know exactly what you're playing, when you're playing, how you're playing it, and the time and money you've spent on that account. Furthermore, they have AI and data science that projects how much you will spend in the life cycle of you owning this account, right? So it's like, don't let their poor customer support fool you. They're not as dumb as you think they are.
Yeah.
When it comes to their bread and butter, they know what they're doing, right? So some whales, they know. Some whales will spend upwards of $100,000 to $200,000 building their character. Like, this is not news. This is not new. Again, not my position to judge. It's like, hey, you do with your money how you want to spend it. If you got it, you spend it. I'm not hating on you, right? But the fact of the matter is, the game wouldn't exist in the first place if you don't have these spenders. So, if you think about it, right? Truly think about it. If someone pays the equivalent of a car or a house on an account, they are not just going to throw it away when they're done. It's like Echo. If tomorrow you bought a Lambo for $100K and you drove it around for 2 years, and you want to move on to a new car, what would you do with it? Like, you wouldn't take it to the junkyard and just scrap it. That's preposterous, right? That's unheard of, right? So you obviously would try to sell it, or I don't know, like do something with it, sell it most likely, so that you can recuperate some of that money, even if it's pennies on the dollar.
Of course,
something's better than nothing, right?
Of course, yep.
So these accounts, depending on the residence, depending on the secondaries, depending on the pets, there's a lot of different factors, right? Even down to as minute details as, are your gems PvP geared or not, right? Are they PvE gems? Are they PvP gems? Everything comes into scrutiny. These accounts can go anywhere between $10,000 to $30,000, right? And so, suffice to say, yeah, it's not $100,000, but $30,000 is a huge chunk of change to the average person, right? So. Yeah. It's reasonable to conclude that these whales are selling to other whales. These are not maybe the blue whales, but they're what we call the dolphins, right? So they'll still pay for these accounts, and they're still going to spend on this account. Like, the revenue stream doesn't stop, and Blizzard knows that, right? So because anybody who's going to spend that much on an account, they're going to want to keep playing. They're going to want to keep improving. They're going to want to keep enjoying the game, and you keep enjoying by you keep spending. So rest assured, right? Blizzard knows exactly which accounts are heavy spenders, which accounts are the $5 monthly passes. Like, it's very clear for them. So let me paint this picture, right? So hypothetically, let's just say I'm throwing a number out there. Totally just, hypothetically, if a quarter of the DI population that are remaining are whales, and those whale accounts bring in, I would say, 80-90% of the game's revenue. What do you think will happen if you just ban all these whale accounts? Right? I mean, first of all, it's going to be really difficult to determine legitimately, is this a purchased account? Has it traded hands? Is the original owner still playing it? There are certain ways to do that. I won't dive into that. I'm sure they could, but it's pretty risky. There's risk and exposure if you ban someone who legitimately spent $200K. Lawsuits pending, right? So first of all, it's not easy. Second of all, even if you do succeed and you cripple the game's revenue stream, like, what do you think is going to happen to all the future content, right? So it's a complex problem. It's not just a black and white thing that you can just take a blowtorch to, right? So I would caution people, put your pitchforks down for a second and let's think rationally about how to solve this problem. Okay, so you might be thinking right now, all right, well, you made some good points, like, this is all fascinating information, but then how do we actually address it? You can't just outright ban everything. What should you do? Well, for me, I actually think the video you made, what was it, a few days ago, last week, about the marketplace is actually quite brilliant. This has actually been talked about in the community as well. Like, we've talked about this because it actually makes a lot of sense, right? Think of the situation in California, right, where they were spending so much money and resources trying to police marijuana, and they realized, you know what, this is a this is a never-ending, impossible battle to win. And they just embraced it. And what did they do? They ended up legalizing it, regulating
Taxing
it,
it.
operating it, monitoring it, and taxing it, right? And I think, I mean, and this is not a novel concept. It's like medicinal marijuana has been used by Big Pharma for decades now. This is not a new concept. And I think in the absence of a marketplace in Blizzard, because this is like happening across all of their games for the past decade. Of course, without the marketplace, people is going to use back alley channels. They're going to use backroom Discord conversations. They're going to use these sort of like, I don't want to say shady backrooms, but just it's all off the grid. It's like a quote unquote black market, right? Because there's no other substitute for that, and people are not just going to throw away an $150,000 account. That's just stupid. So if I were Blizzard, like, again, instead of just hunting down individuals or clans or whoever, because I can tell you, this is everywhere. Anybody you've ever met, there's a chance that they have a shared account, right? So it's not just an isolated problem. If Blizzard makes a community marketplace that is commonplace for everyone, so that it reduces the risk of scams and other shady transactions. If they actually legalize it and they regulate it, and then they even take a commission off of it, just like they take a commission off their platinum, I think it actually reduces the risk, and it just provides a safe space where this stuff, because it's gonna happen whether you like it or not. And we know that Blizzard, I don't know if they're gonna enforce TOS all the way, but if you're not going to do that and there's a gray area, then instead of hiding from it or stepping away from it, let's address it. Let's put a spotlight on it and let's make it into an actual feature for the game. That's sort of where I am with this whole topic.
No, I mean, you made so many great points, and I had thoughts come in my mind and leave. At the end of the day, you're right, and this is something I've said for a long time regarding how whales support this game. From the first month that the game launched, I was always a huge advocate for Diablo Immortal and the update schedule. Every month, we have a pretty decent update. Most months, there's something pretty good, and some months, it's like, okay, it could have been better. But the update schedule inside of this game and the new features that we get on a regular basis is pretty great compared to other mobile games. And that's because of the amount of money that they're getting from it. I mean, pay-to-win games are going to make a lot of money, and then they're able to add that to support the development team to make new content on a regular basis. So I very much know that my $15 a month on average that I spend is not supporting this type of development. And I've been very vocal about that. I know this. And I think everyone knows that if they're free to play, they're not supporting the game financially. If they're buying the battle pass, they're minimal support, which is fine. Right. And that's honestly, I actually think a quarter of the people playing the game still, I think that would be a huge number if they were all whales. I don't even think that it's that big of a number, that 25% of players are playing are whales. Maybe there's stats out there that I don't know, which could very well be. But that would actually, in my opinion, be a large number. But yes, the issue that you rose up, the people out there with the pitchforks that want to ban all the whales for buying and selling accounts, that point of then what happens to the game, because it's no longer going to be making the money from the players that are really spending. Is the game going to die? Can they pay for development? Will updates stop? Now, not saying, and again, you know that I play the middle of the field, not saying that that breaking terms of service should just be an okay thing. When you look at it as like a law or a rule in life, if you break a rule, there should be a consequence. So I definitely see, how people that are against this, why they're against it. I understand that. But I also see the consequences that would come if Blizzard did put their foot down and start doing this, which, let's be honest here, it may be a massive reason as to why they haven't been doing that. And you talked about a few friends that you have that work at Blizzard or wherever they may work. I also very much agree that they know who's doing what inside of the game. They have the tech to be able to know who's on an original main account. I spent a lot of time working with Supercell in years past, and it was very easy for them to tell if something was an account starting with one person and moving to another or not, just based off of IPs, locations, and things like that. So Let's move on to the next topic, though. And by the way, I love the amount of detail that you're giving here. This is definitely going to be a longer video, but I think that you're really going to represent your the whale side of everything in a pretty clear fashion. All right, so we kind of talked about account buying and selling. I started a lot of this out, and I'll be very honest here. When I started some of these videos, they started about 2 months ago. I was very much, compared to how educated I am on everything now, I was very much uneducated on all of this stuff. And I was hearing things, it was a lot of that, hearing things from people and saying, and deciding to share that with the community and whatnot. One of those videos was actually a more recent one, and that brings up my next question. Is the $20,000 cost for a Blessed Rain actually true? And I made that video because I heard a lot of hearsay. Believe me, I get screenshots like crazy from whales, from free-to-play, from everyone. And I never share that stuff in the videos, and I've always said that that's not something I'm going to do. I want all people in the community to feel comfortable sharing stuff with me for my knowledge and not for me to go blow up other people, because that's not something I want to do.
Yeah.
But so I want to talk about that 20,000 Blessed Rain. Are there clans who are actually guaranteeing Blessed Rains as a paid service?
No, this is one of the most comical rumors I've actually heard. I personally have never heard of this. I can't tell you what I don't know. Maybe it happened somewhere, but as far as I know, this is completely untrue. This is absolutely 100% patently false. Now, here's why. Okay, and I think you mentioned this in one of your videos, right? There are, assuming, I don't know how many servers are left, but on every server, there's basically 6 clans that can rotate Blessed Rains, right? Mm-hmm. And we can talk more about this whole Blessed Rain rotation, all that stuff later as well. But that's 600 people, right? Both sides per cluster, multiplied by every cluster in the East and West Coast. It's a lot of people. Never mind the ones who don't even care about being immortal, who are just I just want to stay Shadow. I don't really care about the cosmetic. But think about your most recent Blessed Rain. I'm in leadership for clans, so I see this happen every single day. You barely ever get 300 people active for the entire reign. It is virtually impossible. It's like herding a bunch of cats. You're dragging people past the finish line. And in the old days, the reason why the 300 active people was important is because in order for the Immortal to get the 20% badge, which is coveted in the whale community, because if you have a 20% and a 12% and a 20% badge, even just one 20% badge, that makes all the difference in the world in these crazy whale super lobbies and battlegrounds. So the 20% was coveted, and the only way you can get the 20% is if you continuously beat the previous reign's domination score, or dominant score. So it's not just whale power, you need worker bees, and you need people who are going to be doing their dailies and grinding every single week. So as many people as you can, but it never happens. There's always people who are dropping off, and so you're trying to grab whoever you can, right? It is extremely easy for anyone, even if you're a low residence, to just join a clan, piggyback for free Blessed Rains. Anyone can do it. Think about how many rains go up every single week. The idea that someone or some clan is going around and personally going from individual to collect $666 using Venmo or PayPal is just utterly ridiculous. It's completely laughable. We can barely limp across a line with 300 members. Why would everybody pay for it, right? Not to mention the fact that it is almost logistically impossible to maintain this. What if someone leaves? What if they don't pay? What are you going to do? You're not going to hunt them down, right? So I feel like this was one of those really contrived things, but I know why. I'm going to tell you why. Because this 20,000 number jumped out at me. I think what's happening is that there are 2 stories that are being conflated here. Now, whoever fed this information to the content creators who've been covering it, I don't know whether they got their facts completely wrong or they're just trolling them. I don't really know. But the $20,000 mark, that number is significant. It's true. It's true about a whole different story. And I think two things are being kind of like confused here, right? So let me shed some light on what actually happened. So it's safe to say that from a whale perspective, there's really nothing worth competing for. Because if you think about it, aside from battlegrounds, which is like where you can go and kind of flex your ability to compete and win at a high level, the only other thing that you can really kind of compete with, using air quotes, compete, is this 7-week blessed rain. It's like, well, who can get the cosmetic faster? But to be very honest with you, whales don't care about the cosmetic, right? If they want a cosmetic, they'll just pay for the phantom market. Like this whole thing is not about the cape. It's about prestige. It's about elitism, right? It's about being able to flex. And so Blizzard put that carrot in the game, but as a whale with a 100K account, well, what they do is, oftentimes beef occurs between two whales or multiple whales, right? Beef occurs between two factions. There's a whole whale community that talks among themselves in a Discord. And so what this was is, to be pretty blunt, it ended up being like this one gigantic de-measuring contest between two whale factions, right? They were two alpha whales basically flexing on each other. They were talking crazy, and they were just, the only way that they could truly prove who's better is two things. Either I'm going to do a blessed rain and there's nothing you can do to stop me, no matter how hard you try, fully unscripted, give me your best shot and I'm going to roll over you. And keep in mind, this was back when you had to win 8-2 on the final week and also winning the Immortal statue phase to clinch a blessed rain. When it comes to fully unscripted PvP, that is extremely difficult. You need to have a lot of soldiers on your shoulder. The other way is, I'm going to stop you from getting your blessed rain. I don't care how many whales you have. I'm going to hit you harder. I'm going to prove that I can block you from your blessed rain. That's really literally how these people are beefing, right? And it was entertainment. It was popcorn theater for us. Most of us were just watching and enjoying the show. Until one of the whales decided, you know what? Like, I have so much disposable income, I guess, because keep in mind, right? These people who are rich, they live in a different world than we live in, right? They'll go to a restaurant and drop 5K on a bottle of champagne. Like, 20K is not that much money for them, for some of these people, right? So the light bulb goes off in one of the whales. And he says, look, I know I'm at a disadvantage because the other guy has more people than me. I'm going to go hire mercenaries. I'm going to go scour the servers and pull the best PvP killers that I can find for my cause. And what's in it for them? Don't worry. I'm going to make your time worth it. I'm going to pay you. And this has not been fully, I'll be fully transparent. It's not been fully proved. But the rumor has it is that the highest amount that he paid for an elite PvP killer was $20,000. So if you think about this, right, I can see where this was misconstrued. All of a sudden, these crazy killer whales descend on your server. All hell breaks loose. There's probably a bunch of trash talking and turmoil, and it's a full-blown war, right? And afterwards, after the death and destruction and all this stuff happens, they go back to their servers. From a person who's playing casually, what does that look like? It looks like somebody came, destroyed everything, and left. Was it collusion? Was it all bought and paid for? I can see how that's being misconstrued, but I honestly think that two stories are being conflated here, and whales have whale battles, whales have whale wars, they have whale beef, and a lot of times it's not as deep in tinfoil hat or conspiracy theorized as people think.
Okay, so potentially something happened with $20,000, but I think what you cleared up here was the point that this is a service. This is a paid service that if you want to be part of a blessed rain, you could pay this and you could be thrown into it and you can get that cape, you can get those stats, and you could have that clout. So that's been debunked, but potentially somewhere mercenaries were hired essentially. We could call them like pro players were hired to help out with a war somewhere. Is that clear? Did I
Oh yeah, absolutely. I
Okay.
mean, people will pay for anything, right? People
Yeah.
will pay just to wait in line on Black Friday if you don't have to, spend 3 hours in line. And so that was just one of those things. So yeah, the paid for for the Blessed Rain service is completely something wild. I've never heard that before, ever.
Okay. So something that a lot of players, specifically like myself, my clan, we're a very casual
Yeah.
clan. We don't compete to
Yep.
be. I mean, we compete for the Shadow Wars and all that, but we don't ever we don't push to be immortals because we're more casual players. That's just how we are, and we're comfortable with that. It's like how we like to play the game. But there's a lot of players that say because of this, because of you know these mercenaries being hired or just these whales taking over, it's not giving the opportunity for the more casual clans to become immortal.
Yeah.
Now, I'm kind of on the fence
Right.
about this, right? Like, so one is
Hmm.
if I wanted to be an immortal, I probably shouldn't be a part of a casual clan. And the second
Yep.
part is it actually closing off the opportunity for other players? Like, are there players that are just all free to play and they really want to be competitive and they push to be competitive, but they just can't do it because of things that the whales are doing to the game?
Well, I mean, this whole like arranged blessed rains or what people call win trading, is
Yeah.
it good? Is it bad? I mean, first and foremost, I'll be honest with you, right? Arranged blessed rains absolutely do exist. They're happening almost on every single server. I can tell you right now that we know who the whale clans are. We know who the whale actors are, the participants are. There's very, very few servers that are actually competitively competing for a blessed rain. That's just the God's honest truth, right? But I think everyone's so misguided in their sort of anger and hatred towards this notion that they forget how we got there in the first place. I'm a day one player, right? So in the very first few weeks and months of the game, if you recall, everything was very new. Every clan was figuring out what Immortal was, what Shadow was, how it even worked. When the first ever Immortal clan ascended, everybody quickly realized that during ROE, right, the Shadows had to win a minimum amount of games each week to overthrow the Immortal. I believe week 1 was like 5 matches, week 2 was 4, so on and so forth. At the beginning of the game, there weren't that many whales, right? So as long as one clan had few whales, they literally dominated everybody in right. It was not even close. And keep in mind, during those times, there were no limits to how long you can stay immortal. Like the longest we've ever stayed was 10 weeks, right? So you could literally hold on to it forever until you're bored or until someone knocks you off. And it quickly became clear to a lot of clans that it was just going to take an extremely long time. So what did clans do? That's when the politics began. It didn't begin recently. It began like in the first Immortal Reign. Shadows started to DM, whisper, message other clan leads. It's like, hey, if I send you a big resonance player, you'll have a higher chance of winning your ROE match, right? So if I seed multiple Shadow clans in ROE, the sooner we can win more matches, hit the goal, and overthrow the sitting Immortal. And if you help me do that, I'll promise that when I ascend, I'll take you guys and somebody else as my 2 ally clans, right? So, but think
Yeah.
about this here. Like, is anyone naive enough to think that this wasn't part of the plan for Blizzard, right? I mean, to me, it's like a stroke of genius. The collusion and the politics, in my opinion, was 100% by design because it motivated folks to spend, to get stronger, to dominate the cycles. So the creation of competition creates incentives for whales to spend, right? I mean, the psychology behind it is diabolical, but it's pretty genius. It's a smart business design. So you fast forward to today. Look at the changes that they've recently made, right? Now the statue phase doesn't matter anymore. You can lose a statue and still clinch a blessed rain. Some people don't even know that, right? It's a recent change they made. Now, instead of winning 8-2 at the final week to secure a blessed rain, you only have to win 7-3 in both week 6 and 7 to secure a blessed rain. These numbers aren't by accident, right? Just look at the math. Blizzard literally made it so that the 3 Immortal clans can punt 3 matches every week in ROE, consolidate all their power, and guarantee they win 7 out of 10 and secure Blessed Rain. It's easy. Those 3 clans that they're punting to, well, guess who they are, right? They're the other 3 clans in the Blessed Rotation. So they've basically handed you an endgame template that sets up 100% a reality where 6 clans dominate a server. 3 clans rotate with the other 3 clans. Now, let's just say, all right, this is polluting the competitive nature of the game. And even if you get rid of all the whales in the game, I mean, guess what would happen, right? Those 6 vacant spots, I have no doubt, will immediately be filled by the next 6 strongest clans. Yeah, they may not be whales, but the politics and the collusion is never going to end. And if you don't think those 6 clans that replace those 6 whale clans are going to open up Discord and talk amongst each other to do the exact same thing as the clans they've replaced, I mean, we're just being delusional and intellectually dishonest with ourselves, right? This is not collusion. It's literally the state of the end game. It's based on politics. It's based on the power consolidation. So I think that, I think we're vilifying clans a bit for doing it. I think it's more about the natural selection and the survival of the fittest, because I think ultimately it's inevitable that you're going to have some semblance of 6 clans filling that role to rotate the reign. Does that make sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense, actually. And I agree with you that, well, first of all, that it's happening and that it's typically happening with spender clans because you're the stronger ones that are up there. I do agree that if all whales were banned and then the free-to-play clans came up, they would still obviously use tactics that they can to maintain that reign, especially if this unwritten blueprint that was made by Blizzard, which is maybe a strike of genius by their business model to make more money, was put in place. I don't disagree. And actually, when the game came out, and I was in all the test versions of the game for I believe it was like a year. We didn't know about pay to win during that time. We didn't know until the very end about the Immortal Shadow status. And as soon as we learned about that, it was like, all right, this is going to be a political game, and that's going to get messy. And I mean,
Absolutely.
that's like you said, probably by design. So I just to conclude this topic, we talked about like arranged blessed reigns and all that, but what about win trading? It's very similar in the topic, but it's a term that's thrown around a lot. Is there any truth to the whole thought of win trading, and how does your community take it when you're being accused of win trading?
It doesn't feel accusatory to us because I think it's sort of the same thing, is that with or without us, it would still be happening because most players, most free-to-play players and most casual players, they want the cape because without a strong clan, it's something that they're never going to be able to do themselves, right? And believe it or not, most of the whale community just wants harmony. Like, we want to be able to play with our friends. We don't want to be warring every single day because wars become toxic.
Yeah.
Wars can become, it bleeds outside of the game, right? Like, people get doxxed and stuff. Like, it's just really bad sometimes. And for the most part, I think I speak on behalf of all whales, is that they don't want to be embroidered in war every single day. And so what most whales want is fun rivalries and healthy competition. So we may have unscripted in terms of like Vigil of Blades. We may have unscripted in terms of vaults and ROE and whatnot. But the idea of, hey, if you allow us to get this 7-week blessed reign, it's kind of like, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. That absolutely exists. But in my opinion, I don't think that's in violation of any rules, right? That's literally, I think, how the game was designed. And I think people are just understanding the politics and the tactics necessary to ensure that they maintain a strong, healthy clan, because people will flock to stronger clans that can, I don't want to say guarantee, but have a very strong chance of getting a blessed reign, since that's the only endgame carrot that is available right now in the game. Once people roll off, as a lot of these clans are basically one blessed reign away from getting the last cape, you're going to see a very large shift. For all the people who are complaining about this is getting stale, the win trading is always, it feels like it's repetitive, keep in mind that a lot of these whale clans are going to get their final cape. Once that final cape is gotten, It's going to be a brave new world because people are no longer going to feel the need to go and reign for 7 weeks. It might actually become competitive again. It might actually change the landscape. It might actually become the Wild West. We don't actually know what's going to happen. So stay tuned and see. It's going to be pretty interesting.
That's interesting. Good point. Okay. Now we kind of talked about this before about the hired mercenaries and migrating servers. Is there? You mentioned that was something that you recall may have happened in an instant. Is this?
Yeah.
Is there? Do you know of there being an organized system in place for this? Importing whales to maliciously do this type of a thing, or was it just?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely appreciate that, the opportunity to clarify that. So, I mean, in the old days, right, we didn't have a transfer button. And what was happening was that, whales after a certain period, I think Blizzard underestimated how fast people grind. And they were able to max rank their gear, max their resonance, max their stats, and just be able to get a lot of the end game stuff done very quickly. And the problem with that is that when you have whales who are essentially at the end game prematurely, from Blizzard's perspective, I think that's probably the worst place to have your heavy spender population be. Why? Because as soon as the whale realizes there's nothing left in the game to spend money on, guess what happens next, right? They move on to the next game. Mm-hmm. So the $1 million question was never whether or not these guys would keep spending. They're going to keep spending the money. I mean, it's their hobby. The $1 million question was whether or not they were going to spend the money on your game or someone else's game. And so prior to server transfers being a thing, the power dynamics on every server was wildly different. It varied across different servers, right? So the people though who were stuck on the servers where only one clan was monopolizing all the power trade, people quit because vaults would be dead. There's no challenge. There's no competition. There were no blessed rains back then to grind. Most clans intentionally stayed as shadows because Immortals was such a huge distraction and a chore. There was so much politics. And so whales decided to quit because they were just in prison on a game with nothing to do. So servers were bleeding out. Blizzard knew that this was not going to work. They put the server transfer button in there to make it legal so that people can go and meet with friends, team up together. It's kind of sparked and revitalized the competitive landscape in the game. And it kind of created parity among all the different servers, right? Because as soon as that server transfer button was announced, I believe if my recollection is correct, not too long after they announced the whole Blessed Rain thing. So they knew that powers would shift, powers would align, and it would basically even out the power distribution across all the servers. What I mean by that is if you already know that this server has 6 whale clans and you're looking for a Blessed Rain, you're not going to join that server. You're going to transfer to a server where there's only 1 whale clan and start your own alliance, right? Because that just made more sense. So it actually helped them distribute the power and create parity. So in my opinion, I think it was totally by design. Now, to answer your question, I think I just said that to establish the fact that server transfer in and of itself is not a bad thing, right? Now, as far as abusing server transferability to try to perform hostile takeovers and stuff, I don't actually think, outside of 1 or 2 clans that I can think of, I will not name them, but there are clans who are toxic. There are clans who just want to, like Alfred said in The Dark Knight, some people don't want a reason, they just want to watch the world burn, right? And sometimes that happens, but I would say that in general, there are very few groups of people whose sole purpose is just to go to a server just to annihilate it. Because it'd almost be like crapping where you eat, right? Because if you burn down every server, what's the end goal? Are you just going to destroy the game? It's like buying a car then destroying the road that you have to drive the car on. I don't see the purpose of that. So I don't think everybody in the whale community thinks like that. But I think it's all about perspective. Okay, so let me give you a good example. Echo, I don't know if you've seen these movies, but I was a huge fan of the Zack Snyder Man of Steel and the Batman v Superman movies, right? I don't know if you've seen those. Have you seen those?
I'm the guy where you ask if I've seen a movie and I almost always say no. Never was a huge movie guy. Sorry.
Never, never. Okay, so for the people who are listening, they're going to know what I'm talking about. So, at the end of the first movie, right, you see Superman the hero and you see Zod the villain, and they're just fighting it out. It's the epic climax of the movie. They're in Metropolis. They're doing their crazy CGI fight, and they're just destroying everything around them. Right? They're leveling the city. They're going crazy at each other, and finally, at the very end, Superman wins. Good guy wins, hooray, everybody's happy, happy ending, happy life, happy story, everything's done. What I found interesting is that in the next movie, the director chooses to retell that same epic climactic fight, but from a different vantage point. It was from the vantage point of someone on the ground of the city where the action was taking place. And instead of the whole like, yay, Superman, you're helping us win, he was looking at death and destruction, buildings falling on top of civilians, right? An entire piece of cement dropping and killing, like it was carnage. And I think, to me, that's a good analogy for what I'm trying to describe here. I think from a perspective of, well, where are you coming from, right? Let's say a toxic clan descends on your server and threatens to do a hostile takeover, right? Wouldn't it stand to reason then that the opposing clans on the server who care about their community will stand against them? And if the opposing clans realize, let's say they're severely outgunned and outmanned, wouldn't it stand to reason that they would then sound the alarm and call for help, right? So now if these allies come, because server transfer is a thing, and there's relationships, there's networks, and friends help each other out, if these friends come to defend that server from a hostile takeover and all war breaks out, who determines who is quote-unquote right versus who is quote-unquote wrong, right? So the history says, well, the winner gets to write the history books, the losers don't, right? But if you ask a casual member, let's say from the losing side, maybe they were part of, unknowingly even, part of the alliance where they were the ones that started the beef or started the war. If things don't go their way and you're on the losing side, right, people's feelings get hurt, clans may disband, war bands may disband, people might want to leave the server because they don't want to participate in war anymore. From the losing side, it may feel like, geez, these guys came, they disrupted what was otherwise a peaceful life. Now everything's up in turmoil. All of my Diablo stuff has been turned upside down, right? This is not right. This is wrong. But think about it from the other side. If you're on the winning side and you are able to successfully defend your server from a toxic clan, from a hostile takeover, what's your narrative? Your narrative is, great job, everybody. We saved the server. It was a bloody mess, but we got the job done. To everybody, high fives and pats on the backs all around. So I think it's really hard to say. There really is no like right or wrong in this. It's more about, it depends on which side you're on, right? Every side, every time, two big factions collide and erupt in war in Diablo Immortal, there's going to be people who are negatively affected, and there's going to be people who are positively affected. And so again, and I think, okay, and I know that people will say, okay, that's fine and all. I can totally accept that, except what if it's paid accounts, right? You are using paid accounts to quote-unquote manipulate and turn the tide of a war. And for that, I would go back to my earlier response to say, well, if the paid accounts thing is the main culprit, if that is the de facto bottleneck that we just can't get around, again, I would encourage Blizzard to really consider this problem and say, well, why don't we legalize it and make it an actual thing? If it's going to happen anyways, and people are really bent out of shape by having quote-unquote illegal accounts participate in the game, even though it's basically ubiquitous everywhere by now, then let's address it head on, put a spotlight on it, and let's actually turn it into a regulated thing. That would be my response to it.
Yeah, something that I've actually realized a lot over the past 2 months, I was not aware, and I think that a lot of people that are more casual players don't realize how many people that you play with on a regular basis are actually buying and selling accounts and are actually participating in the stuff that you're talking about. Again, not saying that I believe it's right or wrong, but I was just very surprised with you know, friends that I speak to, people that I get advice from about the game that really have a deep understanding of you know, classes and builds, you know, how much of that's going on. Just something that surprised me. All right, so there's a couple more things I want to talk about before we close out the video. One of them is all this narrative going on. You have you know, both sides. You're going to see both sides in the comments as well. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that have things to say. There's going to be a lot of people that no matter what you say, they're going to stick to you are breaking terms of service, and that's against the rules of the game. And no matter what happens to the game, your accounts should be banned. That's a comment that we're going to see. I already know that. So if so many people are talking about all this stuff with the community of whales and how all these narratives are in place to take over servers, buy and sell accounts, manipulate wars, and have these mercenaries out there as well. Why? I'm trying to phrase my question here so that it makes a lot of sense, but how are all of these things out there and all of these feelings from that side of the community out there if everything that you're saying here and your reasoning for everything is the truth? Is it just their lack of understanding of what you guys are actually doing, or is, you know, just, I guess, your perspective on that?
Yeah, and you know, I honestly think it is partially. I think it's a multitude of layers of issues, right? It's one is, yeah, people don't really understand kind of what's going on behind the scenes, and it's not their fault, right? I mean, people play the game at different levels. Some play hardcore, some play casually, some are in the whale community, some are not, and it's fine. And I think that when you don't understand fully the full picture, people just tend to, you know, fill in the gaps with their own narratives, right? And I can understand why people dislike whale behavior. I can understand why people may not like that. And I think, you know, we live in a society where I think cancel culture and like kind of mob mentality is very widespread. I mean, it's the internet. It can be a very happy place. It can be a very toxic place. And so I don't know why there's some people who are hell bent on destroying the community. It could just be misunderstanding. It could be jealousy or envy, the whole like, well, if I can't have it, you can't either, that sort of deal. Or it can just be like people just don't realize, and hopefully this video and all the answers shed light on some of the other ideas and some of the other, you know, truths and facts about what's happening behind the curtains. My I guess plea for people is don't just believe everything you read or hear on the internet, right? Do your own research, talk to people, understand and think intellectually and deeper about both sides and understand the dynamics of a game. Like you said, this game was designed to be a very heavily social, economical, and political game. And it's great. It's like the best game I've ever played. It's insane how deep it is for a mobile game. There's nothing on the market that comes even close by a wide margin. And so I'm sure people have legitimate gripes. I'm sure they've had bad experiences with whales. But I would say this, for every toxic whale you've ever encountered, I know 10 of them that are willing to help you. We've carried people through Gauntlet, through raids. We've carried entire clans through Blessed Rains just to allow them to experience a side of the game that they've never had. There are a lot of good whales out there as well. And so I'm going to let your own audience draw their conclusions based on the things that they hear from both sides. And that's all I can say about that.
Yeah, I think that goes with anything. I'm not even talking about gaming. You're going to have, you know, people that have a certain profession, people that are a certain race, people that are whales inside of big spenders inside of a game or not. You're going to have good ones and you're going to have bad ones, but it's not fair to judge anyone based off of your experience with one person from a certain niche, because, you know, there's bad eggs in all baskets everywhere. So good point there as well. I appreciate that. Let's talk really quickly about mass reporting. I know this has been a massive problem. It's a tool that's used inside of the game. I mean, my assumption is Blizzard put this tool in place so that if things are actually going wrong in the game and people are doing things that are negative to the game, that the community would come together and report that person. That doesn't mean that they would get a mob of people reporting the person, but if I happen to go see something inside of the game and someone doing something illegal in the game, I'd have the ability to go report. Mind you, I have never reported anyone ever inside of the game for anything. It's just not something that I would probably ever do in any game. Not because I'm against doing it. It's just I'm just not that guy that's going to do it. But it's
Me
being
neither.
used as a weapon.
It's just not me.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I think most people are in the same boat. But
Yeah.
the way that the system works, because it's being monitored by, you know, AI robots or whatnot, it's not actually going across someone's desk where they're reading each report and then deciding this person should be banned. To think that a system like that's in place would be, you know, silly. What do you think? I mean, it's clearly being used as a weapon.
Yeah.
It needs to be, in my opinion, addressed in some way by Blizzard, either by removing it from the game because it's impacting the game in a negative way. I mean, I'm talking people that are not even whales are getting banned. I'm talking about people that maybe someone has a particular gripe with that person and they have their community that just go, you know, attack that person for reasons that may even have nothing to do with the game. So how do you feel? And have you been a part of any of, like, a victim of any of that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I saw your video about the one Reddit post, right? And even a year ago, it sounds like it was happening. It's still happening now. I absolutely agree with you. The word you used was weaponized, and I think it's 100% true. I think the intention is great. I think the execution was flawed, much like a lot of other things in this game. But yeah, I just think that I think what they need to do is just make it so that, you know, you can still collect all the information. You can still have people report bans and mass report, but you need to have a validation or some type of milestone checker. You can't just have an auto ban because that is just insane to me. You need to have it so that you have the reporting capabilities to flag a certain account if they've been reported on excess of whatever 50 times, 60 times, right? What I would suggest, and I hope Blizzard can really listen to this and consider this, is accumulate all the data that you're doing right now. Don't change. But you need to have, at the very end of the assembly line, you need to have an actual operational person, a live human being with discernment and judgment. Look at all of these and rationalize if it's a legitimate report or not. If it's legitimate, do the ban. By all means, ban the account. If it's illegitimate or it's not actually doing what it's intending on doing, then you don't auto ban. Like, I think the banning or putting a strike on the account is so severe because you will literally lose your account permanently that it has to be executed by an individual. It cannot just be a 3 strikes you're out and it's an auto ban. Like, that to me is just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
And for what it's worth, people can actually, it's so easy now to just spin up 100 bot accounts because they don't check that. Bots are running rampant in the game. And you can literally have the bots mass report something 24/7. Like, it's not out of the question, right? And so if you really wanted to, just like you said, never mind whales. If anybody has any kind of gripe with anyone and they're technologically savvy, they can immediately abuse the system and weaponize it to anyone they want and permanently ban someone's account. Like, if you just listen to that statement on its face value, there's absolutely something wrong with it.
yeah, no, I agree. It sounds like there's a full-time position open at Blizzard for someone to look over all these reports. The funny thing is,
Absolutely.
a lot of these reports, like if you're reporting a clan for a clan name that's inappropriate, it is a very quick job to look at the clan name and say, either yes, it's inappropriate, or no, it's not.
Exactly.
I think a lot of the mass reports are stupid things like that. It's not even like a huge investigation needs to happen. It's just
Right.
a quick glance and say, oh, this is bogus. Yeah. And regarding, you know, people in the community feeling a certain way about the whale community, I mean, honestly, it's not fair. There's also whales that are out there that are going to probably have a different opinion than you and your community that you're sharing here today, because like you are not, all whales are not created equal. All groups of whales are not with the same agenda. So there's definitely differences there. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that are have their opinions that are making them vocal. And I'm talking about obviously some content creators, myself included,
Yeah.
right? I hear stuff, I
Right.
learn about stuff, I'm shared stuff, and I say, okay, I'm going to make a piece of content at it. I know personally that I'm never doing it in a malicious way, but there are people out there that do, and I'm not saying content creators, although maybe there are, I don't know, but just people in general, just trying to.
Right.
Because, and it's mostly out of, you said jealousy and all of that stuff. I think it's also out of anger too. They get upset and angry about things that are happening inside of a game that they also have a passion for in some fashion. And that's just how they address it. You know, everyone handles them
Yep.
in different ways.
Yep.
I guess I want to ask you your closing. Yeah, let's get to that before I ask you another question that I have. Closing thoughts or things after having this nearly hour-long discussion. Anything that you wanted to share that maybe we breezed over or you didn't really get in depth enough that we can do right now at the
No,
end?
I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, I think, look, the bottom line is either we enforce all TOS or we don't enforce it at all. Like, I don't know how to solve this problem. I don't have the answer. But what I do know is that can't be arbitrary, like based on someone's feelings or emotions, right? We can't weaponize and witch hunt people for personal agendas. We got to rise like above that pettiness and propose creative solutions for Blizzard as a community on how to emphasize fair play, right? It can't just be all focused or centralized on one person's political warpath, right? And the game is far from perfect. People who play the game are far from perfect. But we're having this conversation here because we love the game. We want to continue seeing it succeed and thrive. And I don't think we would be here having this hour-long conversation if we didn't. And so, look, you just got to prune some branches from a tree from time to time if you want it to bear fruit. But if it doesn't turn out the way you want, you can't just take an axe to it, right? Like, you got to see the forest through the trees. It's a complex game with complex politics and complex problems. It's not black and white, and so therefore the solution won't be black and white either. It's multiple shades of gray. So I just want to encourage the community to come together. Let's be rational. Let's intellectually think about this, right? I don't want it to resort to any of this type of denigration or demonizing of particular clans or whale individuals or communities in general, because I think that's just a toxic way to solve a problem. And you actually lose credibility with your own community if you keep doing that, right? So I'm confident that people can listen to this, draw their own conclusions. The great thing about the truth is that it's something you don't have to worry about sugarcoating. In due time, it's always going to reveal itself. So I appreciate your channel. I appreciate you, man, for having me on, and hopefully we can do this again.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you're always welcome back to, have a discussion. I think that people are going to enjoy this video because it's something that's never been heard. So that's a huge part of why I wanted you to have on. You have an open invite to come on at any point in time. I also really appreciate how well put together your discussion was. You didn't curse anyone by name. You didn't call out any clans. You kept everything very general, which is exactly what I like to do on this channel, because I never want to throw anyone under the bus, whether they are right or whether they are wrong, whether they are out for good, whether they're out for bad. I try to keep everything, as I said, neutral. So I really appreciate you, and it's not even like we had to have a big discussion about that, but I really appreciate you coming on as an adult and having a nice adult conversation. Now, I did have a question. It is a little bit off topic, but now that I have a whale who spent quite a bit of money in the game on a call and who represents the community, why Diablo Immortal and not something like a Diablo 4 or a Path of Exile 2? Now, I think I may know the answer to this, but the amount of money that you and your community spend on this game, you could spend a lot less and play one of those titles, which are arguably better games, whether you believe that or not. What's your reasoning for investing so much money into a mobile game?
I think at this point, it's more about the community than the actual game, right? I think the community is amazing. It's like one that I've never experienced before. I've played a lot of games, And so people spend because you want to continue supporting your community, you want to continue supporting the game, and you want to compete. I mean, all of us who do this are highly competitive, and we want to be the best of the best. And unfortunately, and you know, like we know, right? It's a business model. You know, people will pay $20 for a cup of coffee. I'll pay to invest in my game. That's sort of my mentality for it.
I get it. It makes sense. Have you played Diablo 4 or no?
I have not played Diablo 4. I've played
That's so
all of
funny.
the other previous ones leading up until Diablo Immortal. And once I got here, I knew I was going to play it because first mobile game for the phone, it was absolutely a no-brainer. But once I got into it and I saw how deep it was, I was like, this is one
Oh,
of the
no.
most brilliant games I've ever seen in my life.
No, I appreciate the context. I had a feeling that you were going to talk about community. I mean, Diablo Immortal also offers things that those other two titles don't offer, and it is this whole mechanic that we've been talking about in here today.
Yeah.
But Mr. W, at the end of the day, I really do appreciate your time. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to your community and really get a whole consensus about the topics that we were going to talk about today so that we weren't just hearing from one person, but someone that represents a much larger group. So thanks for your time for coming on today. I really appreciate it. And as I said, you have a welcome invite back.
Thank you very much, man. Appreciate it.
All right. We'll see all you guys back in the next video.